All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the second half of the event? Are you ready? Are you ready? All right, if so, can we have a big round of applause to ourselves? 我们热情的掌声给自己好不好？谢谢。没错，我们下半场就是非常非常需要活力。All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the 2025 Taiwan Startup World Cup. My name is Helen, and I'm your MC today. And once again, thank you all for coming, and it's my great pleasure to join this world-class event. And before we start the second half of the event, which is for the final pitching for our startup teams, as I can see, there are many new faces in this afternoon. So allow me to give a brief introduction once again to introduce the SWC competition. All right, so the Startup World Cup is launched by Pegasus Tech Venture in Silicon Valley, and they've been spanning over more than 17 countries and regions, and now they have become one of the most influential competition in the world. And as for this year, we have in total 150 companies to join this competition, and after the strict review by the US headquarters, there are 50 companies that enter the semifinal. And today, which is I believe that everyone is looking for, is that we have select 15 finalists. But most importantly that we will also select one champion, and the champion will represent Taiwan to go to San Francisco and competing for the $1 million investment prize. Okay, so I'm sure everyone's ready. So once again, good luck everyone. Congratulations on your achievement already. Okay, so before we start, I would like to make this opportunity to introduce you our distinguished judges. Okay, so for the judges, when you are called, please also stand and wave your hands to all the audiences. All right. 所以现在呢，我要为大家来介绍今天的所有重要的评审老师。首先呢，最重要的是我们这个评审长总会长 ，Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the chairman of Taiwan ITI New Venture Association, Mr. Michael Gao. 高级组台湾工研院新创协会总会长 ，Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. To follow, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Alan Liang, the founder and managing partner of Hesperian Venture and Berkeley Skydeck. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, sir. To follow, please welcome Mr. Michael Ferrens, the investment of Pegasus Tech Venture. Welcome. Next, please welcome the chairman of TechSphere Investments, Mr. Ryan Yang. Welcome. Thank you, sir. Next, please welcome Mr. Alan Zhang, the Deputy Secretary General of Taiwan Listed Companies Association. Welcome. Thank you, sir. Okay, to follow, please welcome the COO of Visa, Mr. Vincent Wu. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you, sir. To follow, please welcome Dr. Fan Binghang, the Deputy Director of Taiwan Institute of Economic Research, Research Institute Number 6. Welcome. Thank you, sir. 台湾经济研究院研究六所副所长 Welcome. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jeremy Lai, the Ventures Associate Plug and Play. Welcome. All right, so for the startup teams, these are the people that are responsible for your score. So please try to attract them, okay? Good luck. Right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome the chair of the judging, Mr. Michael Gao, once again, to give us opening remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Taiwan ITI New Venture Association Chairman to give us some words. 掌声欢迎。
Good afternoon, everybody, especially our honorable guests from the States, Alan and Michael. Both are from San Francisco Bay Area. And it's probably the fourth times I actually attend this TSWC event. And also, each time I can see the great change. Not only the pitch deck the pitch deck and also the performance of each team. I think a lot of improvement. And however, there's only one pity. During the past fourth SWC event, we don't have Taiwan entering the top 10. So today, I have a mission for Michael, if you want to accept or not. It's mission possible, not impossible, okay? Hopefully, through his assistance and also mentoring, we can achieve the goal this year. So we hope the Taiwan team can not only enter in the top 10, even the top 3, or even win the global champion and achieve and also win the $1 million investment. And so let's hope for the best. Hope for the best. Let's give an applause for Michael. Yeah, you will be leaving tonight. Yeah, with this great mission. Okay. The second, I think. I can see a lot of changes in the past couple of years. Especially, I can see a lot of new venture in Taiwan. They're willing, really willing, to go abroad, to go to USA, Japan, Southeast Asia, even Europe, to find out the partners, either investment or also the market partner. That's a great thing to do. And I can see the prosperous future for Taiwan's new venture. And also the matureness of this kind of new venture technology. There's a lot of improvement. And I think most of the technology, I think we are probably at the top, at least the world top 20 of the world new venture companies. However, a lot of new venture, every time they put a 30 billion, 100 billion market. So I would suggest, just like 2 years ago, Bill Rickard mentioned, I think you've got to find out a real niche market. Like I mentioned this morning, you've got to find out something that's unique of your technology. That's the only market, blue ocean market, that's your product can win. Not only maybe 100%, at least 80%. So that's the key. You got to find out the niche market of your product. The second things that Bill also mentioned 2 years ago, I think it's the execution. How you achieve this goal, execution, and also your marketing capability. That's also very important. How to grow your business. That's very important. So yesterday afternoon, I think a lot of companies, they describe their technology very well. However, very few really mention in great detail about how they grow their business. Hopefully, within the next 2 hours, we can see the top 17 team really can describe how they grow their business and then how they become one of the leading new venture in the world. So I think finally I want to thank you everybody for joining this great event. And also I want to mention thank you for Tina. Let's give Tina applause because she's working extremely hard for this event. And also with very few support. But hopefully this year we have NDF support from the government. But we hope we can have more enterprise. Hopefully today we have a lot of enterprise attendee for this event. You can support this event next year. We have more company, more VC support this, I think the best global new venture event in Taiwan. So I think hopefully next year we can be better, bigger, and wish every company can achieve your goal within the near future. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Gao, for this inspiring sharing. And I'm pretty sure that everyone is very confident in Taiwan startup team, right? So good luck, everyone, once again. Right now, so to move on, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Vincent Wu, the COO of MISA, to share some insight with us. 掌声欢迎中华经营智慧分享协会吴文彬营运长。
Hello, everybody, yes. So welcome to, yes, with a pleasure, Michael, to Taiwan, yes. Yeah, I think yeah, he's a very great thing. Yes, here. I think is yeah. I see so many young people in the staff team yeah come here to join the TS yeah SC TWSC. Yeah, I think yeah. From over the 30 years, yes, the venture capital investment career from my career past, yes. I think there are so many startup company have to know, yes, how can you to accumulate and build up your, the competitive edge and think about yes how to go through all the challenge during your development period. So yeah, I think it's a very very good opportunity for all the staff team to join the competition here, especially the last maybe just I think maybe 17 teams here in this afternoon. Yeah, I think I hope looking forward you have very very good your presentations to present your competitive edge and in a very short time let us know, let all the judges know what you are going and further and to build up to accumulate and build up your team and your core value. Okay, thank you very much. And let's see all the young people in the afternoon. Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you, Vincent, for this wonderful blessing. Thank you so much. Okay, so now moving on. It's very important. I'm sure everyone is anticipating for the reveal of the 15 finalists. But before we do that, I would like to give an introduction about our scoring system. Okay, so this year we actually have two groups of judges. So the first group of judges is whom I have just introduced, is our judge panel. And they will be accounting for 80% of your final grading. So can I have a slide? So to introduce, okay, right. So there are different criteria that they are looking for. So let's see on the slide. So first up, your idea, and then the market needs, the competitive advantage, and also your teamwork, and also if you solve the real problem, and then the traction, business plan, and the presentation. So they will be scoring about for these criteria. And how about the second half of our judges is our guest judge of guests. So they will be account for 20% of your final grading, and these are the other criteria that they are looking for, which are the brilliance of the operational model, the industry impact of the theme, and whether the innovation is refreshing, and also your live performance and on-the-spot reaction. It's really what we're just saying, your charisma, I would say. And then finally, if you are recommendable to represent Taiwan in the SWC finals. So the above all are very important items that you need to take attention to, right? So now, final thing is that the timing is also very important. So as you know that for each team, we have 4 minutes to pitch, followed by the 2 minutes Q&A session. So please manage your time very well. And before the final 1 minute, we will have a ringtone, right? Can we demonstrate the ring? Yes, that will be the ring. So if you heard the ring, that means you have final 1 minute. So that means you have to wrap up your speech. Right, okay, so now if everyone understand, I would like to hand the difficult top task to our chairman, Michael, right? So, group photo. Oh, sorry, Michael, hold on, we still have a group photo to take before everyone is too crazy, too nervous, okay? 我们在大家非常紧张之前，赶快捕捉这一刻，好，后面的趁大家都还稍微笑得出来的时候，好，赶快补几张合照。All right, so this is our second half event group photo. So for the guests of honors, you might receive some of the play cards. Okay. Right, remember， 那在坐后方的朋友们，好，记得还是要笑哦。我们虽然有知道大家很紧张，我们即将要公布我们前15强。好，我们一样保持笑容，然后看向前方的摄影机 ，Look at the camera in the front. Very well， 你看后方有些人有很可爱的手势，一样哦，把手举起来 ，Put your hands up. Oh, nice, nice.One more time， 我们记得我们 slogan 是什么吗 ？When I say 2025, everyone say Taiwan Startup World Cup. Can you do that? Can you do that? Okay. 好 right, ready. On the count of 1, 2, 3, 2025. All right, very nice. Big round of applause to every one of us. Good luck, congratulations. 谢谢大家。好，那接下来这个艰难的任务呢，我们就交给高总会长了，因为高总会长即将为我们揭晓我们今天前15强到底是哪15位呢 ？So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our chairman Michael to reveal the finalists for us. 掌声欢迎高总会长。
Hopefully, after the announcement, everybody will be staying here till the end. However, because there's 3 teams, the score almost the same, so the judge committee at noon, we decided to increase the finalist number to 17. So there will be total 17 teams join our TSWC final competition. And the number sequence will be your pitch sequence. The number 1 team is 来生创新 License Technology. So you can get prepared. Number 2 team is a Blastgan Biotech, 奇迹生命科技. Number 3 team will be iFoodMap Inc., 觅食顾问. Number 4 team will be We Predict. Number 5 team is 赛尔奈维生医 Cell Envision. Number 6 team is Intelligent Information Security Technology Incorporated, 智能治安. Number 7 team is Taiwan 若美 Technology, 台湾若美. Number 8 is FaceHeart Corporation, 聚宜智慧. Number 9 is Kiwi New Energy, 奇异果新能源. Number 10 is Amelio 安美洛生医 Biomedical. Number 11 iDaka 喜乐科技. Number 12 will be is Hapstar AI. Number 13 Iscool 伊思库软体科技. Number 14 is Acura Nanomedicine 奈威生技. Number 15 Yan Protech AIoT 研电智能. Number 16 Coherence Biotech 扩合生医. The last one, number 17 AZ Helper. Congratulations for those 17 companies to join the final competition. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Michael, for revealing this very important list. But for those who haven't got a chance to get into the final list, please do stay because we still have arranged the mini pitching session for you. So for everyone, you would have 1 minute to pitch your idea, pitch your product, and promote your product to the judges and the investor. Okay. All right. So before we welcome the final 15 teams to give a pitch, we now would like to invite Michael, the investor of Pegasus Tech Venture, to give us some sharing. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael. 掌声欢迎 Mr. Michael Ferrens.
All right, thank you. So just to talk a little bit about Startup World Cup here, I'm sure you all have a background already, so I will try to keep this brief so we can get to the part that everyone actually wants to hear. But my name is Michael Ferrens, part of the investment team at Pegasus Tech Ventures, and have the honor to represent us here today at the Taiwan Startup World Cup. And before I get into it, want to thank both CoSpace Taiwan and CNC Club for their support throughout all of this and getting this organized. So big round of applause for our co-hosts here. So in terms of what Startup World Cup is, so Startup World Cup has now grown to the largest pitch competition on the planet. So this is been organized by Pegasus Tech Ventures dating back to 2016 and features a $1 million investment prize. Getting that $1 million investment prize requires competing against more than 100 plus regional winners, all for the honor of being the top startup there. So that means that globally, we're seeing more than 10,000 startups that have applied and more than 50,000 attendees worldwide. In terms of Pegasus, we are a very global venture capital firm based in Silicon Valley, but we have people here like David Kuo who help us in Taiwan. We have a team in Japan, Jakarta, Indonesia. All of this has led to us being a $2 billion in asset under management firm with more than 40 funds set up, 280 investments made to date. What we do and our core focus has been connecting multinational corporations with startups to help accelerate startups. So we are providing both investment dollars and partnerships. So we work with groups like Marathon Petroleum, which is the largest oil refiner in the US. We work with Asus Tech here in Taiwan, Aishin, Natera, Denka, a number of large Japanese corporations, and connect them with the startups you see over here, startups like Airbnb, startups like OpenAI, startups like DoorDash, to provide both capital and partnership with our corporate partners. So Startup World Cup was founded on 4 main ideologies here. The first is innovation, fostering the discovery of innovative technologies and giving them a platform to be able to share more about what they're doing, and sharing that there's more than just Silicon Valley when it comes to innovation. Networking, trying to provide a platform for these global startups to be able to promote their ideas to a greater audience, get them outside of their comfort zones, get them outside of their region, and get them a global audience. Entrepreneurship, celebrate the idea that it takes a lot of courage to do a startup. There's a lot of inherent risk associated with it, and so we want to give them that platform. And then making sure that there's good media coverage so that these startups are celebrated in a larger way, and this is more reach for them. So in terms of Startup World Cup here, Startup World Cup, we do more than 100 regional events every year now. In Europe, you see some of the events all the way from Austria to the United Kingdom, in Asia from Bangladesh to Vietnam, and of course here in Taiwan today. In North America, from Ottawa, Canada to Mexico City, Mexico. In South America, Africa, Oceanic region, from Argentina to New Zealand. We do these events all over the world. So we have a large team that is helping to put these on. We couldn't do it without great partners like those we have here today. But here is a representation of the more than 100 events that we've got. In terms of the finale itself, the finale is a 3-day series of events that will be taking place from October 15th to October 17th in San Francisco. The 15th will be the semifinals, where all of our regional winners will be invited to cut down the list to the top 10 startups, which will be pitching for the $1 million prize on October 17th at our finale and networking party. And we'll be hosting workshops and CVC seminars on October 16th for those that are in attendance. All of this leading up to the $1 million investment prize. In terms of the grand finale, this is an event that brings together more than 3,000 people from top corporations, startups, venture capital firms, media outlets. More than 500 of these people are either VC investors or corporate innovators, more than 1,000 representing startups, and more than 50 media organizations represented at the event. We get together a great list of speakers. In the past, we've had people like Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, Vinod Khosla from Khosla Ventures, Adam Shire, the co-founder of Siri, and a number of others. And great judges ranging from Tim Draper of Draper Associates and DFJ, Ji-Hong Kim from Samsung, Scott Bichek from Norwest, and a number of others there as well. So please do join us for the grand finale. As mentioned, this will be taking place on October 17th, 2025. And so down here, we've got a discount code for anyone here in attendance today for 20% off there. So please do join us at the Hilton in San Francisco. We are also announcing some new events here. So we will now be doing one of our flagship events will be Hawaii every year for East Meets West, if you all have been to that. But please join us in Hawaii. Nothing too bad about that. April 8th and 9th, 2026, for the largest gathering for startups in Hawaii. Importantly, so all of the startups that are winning their regionals are looking for access to mentors. There's a huge demand for that. And so we've opened up a mentorship program. So please do apply to become a mentor. We have more than 200 mentors for the startups that are all a part of this to help coach them up prior to the grand finale in order to try and help all of them be as competitive as they can be for that. We've also started a dance challenge. The video is in the background. The best one as chosen by a team actually will win a $100,000 prize for that as well. So please take a look at that. In terms of today's event, as we talked about, 4 minutes for pitching, 2 minutes of Q&A, judges will score, and then we will come back and announce the winner here. And thank you to the judging panel here today, Alan, Dr. Ping Hong, Ryan, Michael Cow, of course, Alan, Vincent, Jeremy, thank you all, and to all the others, thank you as well. So a round of applause for our judges today.
Yes.
You can find all of us. You can find us all over social media. Take your pick of your favorite. It's all up there. Take a picture if you'd like. But please share. We do track that, and there usually is a contest at the finale for a trip to Hawaii, based on social engagement. So keep those hashtags in mind. And thank you all so much for being here today. Looking forward to seeing the winner from Taiwan and San Francisco here shortly.
Well, thank you, Michael, for this wonderful introduction about the SWC and also the Pegasus. Thank you so much. 好，那也提醒大家，我们虽然待会呢是我们15强的 pitching 的时间，但是我们最后我们还有一个时段很重要，是留给没有入围的，但是前50强的团队。我们每一个团队会有1分钟的时间，你可以在这个时候呢 promote 你的产品 ，promote 你的 idea。我们现场都有非常重要的投资人在现场，所以一定要留到最后，把握最后。那另外晚上我们还有那个 Connect Night。对不对 ？Connecting Night 那也是非常好，可以交流 idea 的时候，所以大家一定要留到最后。Right, so now moving on to the very exciting session. That is the final pitching for the 15 finalists. So first, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our first team. 好，我们首先呢要邀请我们今天的第一个组别，来自于莱森创新医学科技股份有限公司。Please welcome Lyson Technology. Welcome， 掌声欢迎。
Hi everyone, let me start with a question. If you needed surgery tomorrow, would you trust the doctor who trained only on textbooks and animals, or the one who practiced multiple times on their own body model? We are Lyson Technology, and we are here not to present a product, but a vision, where no life has to be sacrificed just for someone to learn how to save one. Surgery has become less invasive, what we call minimally invasive surgery, or MIS, which means smaller scars, less pain, and faster recovery. But the surgery process is complicated, so surgical planning and training play important roles for a successful surgery. And today, most surgeons still train on animals, which don't match with human anatomy, cadaver or dead human bodies, which is limited and single use, then silicone phantoms, which is usable, but the material can't really simulate the key MIS techniques like thermal ablation, a surgery process to burn tumors, and hydrodissection, a method by injecting fluid around the tumors to protect surrounding tissue before doing the thermal ablation. And none of this can be personalized to the patient. At Lyson Technology, we've created Sim Tissue, surgical planning and training platform, and our phantom can mimic the human tissue characteristic under heat, compression, and ultrasound. We can take patients' CT or MRI scans and turn it into a 3D model, which surgeons can use to practice and before they do the real surgery. Here are our product series. It's reusable, it's ethical, and it's scalable. And most importantly, it brings personalization into the surgical room. Our competitors like Syndovir, Kyoto Kagaku, CAE, Surgical Science, they do silicone phantoms, but none support the thermal ablation. However, SearchMate, they support thermal ablation, but not hydrodissection. And we are the only company providing full functionality with personalization. We have showcased our Phantom in the Germany, US, Malaysia, and Taiwan, including the doctors from Indonesia. And the response has been clear. This is the tool surgeons has been waiting for. We are going to start with Muslim physicians from that joined the CME program, because this gives us a clear SOM and SAM market across the Asian countries. And from there, we are going to expand globally, because the MIS market shows that last year it was worth 40 billion and is expected to double in under 10 years. And our business model will run on 3 tracks. We provide standardized Phantom set for surgical trainings on workshops. We provide customized Phantom for surgical planning in hospitals. And we also provide calibration blocks for medical companies to do their product demo. We expect to break even by mid-2027 and achieve a revenue of 2 million by 2027. And then our strong recovering revenue will be coming from the consumables. In short term, we are going to build the AI assessment system to support the surgical training, and we are going to integrate MR with digital twin to support the surgical planning. Ultimately, our Phantom can be used to train the autonomous surgical robotics. We are going to raise for $1 million USD to support our production, R&D, and global partnerships. Here are our team members. We are from NCKU Biomedical Engineering, and I am Natalie, the CMO and co-founder of Lyson Technology. At Lyson Technology, we aim to change how surgery is being.
Right, thank you, Lyson Technology. Now we're moving on to the 2-minute QA session. Thank you. We still have 2 QA sessions. Yeah, hold on, thank you.
Yeah. How about the IP of your product? Is there any entry barrier for other competitors? And the second question would be, how do you plan for your market penetration and your marketing partner? Is there any well-known hospital or school, medical school, they actually adopt your product, or any association, either overseas, Southeast Asia, or any countries, medical associations adopt your product as their preferred for training?
Okay, thank you for your questions. So for the IP, we already applied for several patents in Taiwan, US, China. And we are planning to apply for another 2 within this year. And for the hospital collaboration, we did, because we are from NCKU, so we do collaborate with NCKU Hospital. And then we also have doctors from Changkung in Kaohsiung as our investor, so we also collaborate with them. And for Southeast Asian, we collaborate with Malaysian Student Surgical Society, and we already bring the Phantom there and meet them. So yeah.
Any further questions from the judges? All right, okay, so big round of applause to Lyson Technology. 谢谢. Thank you for the wonderful sharing. Okay, our second team, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Blood-Scan Biotech 奇迹生命科技股份有限公司，掌声欢迎。
Good afternoon, we're Blood-Scan. I'm Eric, co-founder and CEO. Blood-Scan is a Michigan spin-out based on the technologies we developed and licensed from the university. Co-founder Dr. Nagrath and co-inventor Dr. Wisha have been the pioneers in liquid biopsy and cancer research for years, decades. Our US and Taiwan team are united by one mission: solving the clinical challenges of tissue biopsy. Tissue biopsy is critical in the battle against cancer, but in 97% of real-world cases, it simply is impossible. The tumor might be too deep, too small, or patient too fragile. And the worst part, nothing else could provide the same depth of clinical insight. Traditional imaging and cancer markers only offer indirect clues about the tumor environment. More recent liquid biopsy approaches aim to capture signals directly from blood. But whether it's counting a number of cancer cells or analyzing fragmented DNA, they each only tell part of the story. Circulating tumor cells, or CTCs, they are the cancer cells that shed from the primary tumor into the bloodstream. If you could capture them directly from blood, you'd have a true non-invasive alternative to tissue biopsy. But they are so rare, so diverse, so fragile, no one has succeeded until now. When tissue biopsy is required but not possible, our liquid biopsy solution provides CTCs that are directly from blood and comparable to tissue biopsy. Here are the tough questions. Are CTCs truly reliable? Can they be really reliably detected? Yes, they can. We're the first proven technology and the only technology that can detect CTCs directly from blood in the metastatic cancer patients with 100% detection rate. But how about early detection? For the first time in the world, we've consistently detected CTCs in stage 0 cancer patients, far earlier than tumor invasion. Over 97% of mutational similarity, showing the cells are truly comparable to tissue biopsy. This is not just a liquid biopsy. This is a true, non-alternative, non-invasive equivalent to tissue biopsy. The magic happens inside our patented Labyrinth microfluidic chip, where the CTCs are efficiently isolated using fluid dynamics by the subtle physical differences between the CTCs and blood cells. Dr. Mitra at MD Anderson used Labyrinth to study the metabolism of CTCs of pancreatic cancer in vitro. Dr. Wisha at Roger Cancer Center used Labyrinth to study the early detection and monitoring of breast cancer. Turning Point Therapeutics tested their new drug on the CTC line derived from Labyrinth. So what's our indication? It's simple. We provide the same level of information to tissue biopsy, especially when biopsy isn't available. Since we launched the FDA-registered system, Labyrinth 1, earlier this year, we've got tremendous tractions from distributors, clinical service providers, researchers. That's because Labyrinth 1 is the only platform that delivers reliable detection, early-stage sensitivity, tissue-level comparability, making it the only true liquid biopsy system. Labyrinth has been a powerful research tool for years, and we're now generating revenue through clinical testing and accumulating real-world data to support NCCN inclusion. The next step is a full integration at hospital as a standard non-invasive alternative to tissue biopsy, a market over $30 billion. By year 3, we project a commercial success with revenue exceeding $10 million and with expected exit by year 5. I'm truly honored to work alongside this great team, including Pearl from KPMG, she's the executive director of KPMG, and our clinical advisor, Dr. Simon Xie. We're raising a $3 million pre-A round to support our production and also accelerate our market entry. Thank you very much. We're Bluscan.
Thank you, Bluscan. So now moving on to the QA session.
So in terms of where you're getting pushback right now, since you got the FDA clearance earlier this year, have you seen any pushback from any of the doctors, any of the healthcare systems you've tried to work with? And if so, what is their main concern right now?
Sure. So the question is about, since we got the FDA registration, what's the barrier into the market? All right, so the market, the actual barrier is that we are not the first CTC company. We're not the first liquid biopsy company. There are multiple competitors already there, and they failed dramatically. And so the barrier is that some of the clinicians, they don't believe this. They don't believe CTCs are there, but look at the data. We're showing 100% detection in late-stage patients, the only technology that can detect cancer as soon as stage 0. 97% of concordance to tissue. This is the most powerful proof we're showing them, and hopefully we can convince them.
All right. Okay, Michael, more questions?
Yeah, sorry, one more. So with that being said and the fact that others have tried, I know you mentioned the microfluidics pathways here, but what is the real breakthrough in terms of why you're able to do this? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Sure, you're asking about the science behind our technology. Okay, so I talked about the subtle physical differences. The actual phenomenon we're using here is that the cancer cells, their nucleus are a bit larger. That makes the cells overall a bit stiffer than normal blood cells. And also, the cancer cell itself is larger. So in a really confined, a really stressed microfluid environment, these cells, the cancer cells, tend to remain their spherical shape, where other blood cells are compressed a bit. So this further increased the size difference between them. So in short, we're using the size difference, deformation, and by combining those, fine-tuning the chip to isolate them using fluid dynamics, lift force and dim force mostly, we can isolate them perfectly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Big round of applause to BloodScan. 掌声谢谢奇迹生命科技股份有限公司。Right now, moving on to our third team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome iFoodMag 逆食顾问股份有限公司，掌声欢迎。
The lunch buffet is great, right? And more than 50 ingredients. But behind every dish, there's a problem of inefficiency, ingredient sourcing, and the procurement process. So that's the problem we're trying to solve. I'm Vivian Ho, founder and CEO of iFoodMap. I was grown up in a restaurant family. After 6 years of experience in ingredient procurement and the restaurant operation, I think firsthand how broken ingredient procurement can be. I was spending over 6 weeks just to find an ingredient. Today, 80% of suppliers still rely on phone call, paper orders, and messengers to manage their B2B sales. Lack of transparency, fragmentation, inefficiency, and especially big debate are common pain points across the entire food ingredient supply chain. That's why we built iFoodMap to transfer the food ingredient to the digital age. We use AI-driven tech to quickly match buyers and sellers based on region, product, and timing. Through our platform, buyers get the latest price quote, and with the past order history and the chatbot support, they can quickly finish order in just a few clicks. Supplier will get a real-time notification and confirm the order instantly, and the system automatically generates order summaries, eliminate manual paperwork, and no more back and forth. To help buyers to shorten procurement time by 70%, to help suppliers reduce labor costs by 50%. As Taiwan's leading B2B ingredient procurement platform, we use AI-driven tech to quickly match 6,500 restaurants and 700 suppliers. They contribute annual ingredient procurement volume of $650 million. We'll be honored to be selected from the Berkeley Skydeck IPP program. In May this year, we went to US to do the marketing validation and expansion. And we also participate in the Select USA to represent one of the team from Taiwan. Improved from the Taiwan, we are now scaling to the global market. Start with the US and South Asia, tapping into the 1.8 trillion market to transfer ingredient procurement worldwide. We charge for supplier a monthly subscription fee, and by the end of this year, we'll also take a 1% transition fee for our B2B payment service. By 2027, we'll onboard 3,000 suppliers and exceed $9 million in ARR. Our team have over decades of experience in restaurant, agri-food operation, and software development. Our advisor, Brandon, founder of Queer Group, which has multiple brands and across over 30 locations across the US. In US, we are connected with customers to help them sourcing the ingredient from Taiwan and the US, laying the foundation to expand our US supply network and enable the digital procurement at scale. In order to support this growth, we are raising $1.5 million in seed funding to grow our product and strengthen our supply connection and localize our operation in the target market. At iFoodMap, we are empower food industry with technology, building a smarter, more transparent, and sustainable food ingredient supply.
Thank you. Now moving on to the Q&A session. Thank you.
All right. I have two questions for you. The first one, maybe you can spend more time to explain about your strategy for globalization, right? So that's because the solution you're providing is to B2B food matching solution. So maybe you can tell me more about why this country and how you're going to penetrate that country. That's the first thing. The step-by-step, more detail is better. The second thing is about, is this market painful? And the pain point of the market is painful or not. So I would like to know about the margin of your service and why only you can do it and no other competitor can do the same thing as you did in Taiwan. Thank you.
Thank you for your questions. About go-to-market strategy, since we already have over 700 suppliers in Taiwan, we find there's still a lot of US Asia restaurant or store they want to sourcing and purchase ingredient from Taiwan and suppliers and the brand. For example, for the International Food Show in June in Taipei, we connect a lot of US Asia restaurants. They fly to Taipei to join the International Food Show, but it's once per year. So I think iFood Map is a rule that can let especially US Asia restaurant to sourcing the ingredient not only from Taiwan, maybe also Southeast Asia. So this was our go-to-market strategy for the beginning. But since we can help the restaurant to matching or sourcing the ingredient from the Asia suppliers, and we can use this foundation to connect our US suppliers.
All right, thank you iFood Map for the sharing. 掌声谢谢逆时顾问股份有限公司. Okay, before we introduce our fourth group, there's a very good news that according to our staff, now we have over 1,500 online audience is also watching this picture. That means people are getting more interested in this competition. Okay, so good luck once again. Now moving on to our fourth team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome We Predict. 掌声欢迎。
Hello, I hope everyone's doing well today. I'm Eva from We Predict, and I'm really happy to share with all of you about our AI customer value prediction model. So, what is it? Let's see what the market tells us. First one, we all having a lot of different data, yet we have less insights than we imagine. Second, we are all expecting different marketing results, yet we are using the old ways. Thirdly, we rely heavily on data and behavior, on the behavior and historical data. Are there any hidden gems that the behavior didn't or couldn't tell us? Thirdly, lastly, is there any integrated or company-wide solution for us to use? Moving on to the research, what's the research telling us? The CAGR of global marketing AI market is hitting 28.5% annually, while the demand of Asia-Pacific enterprises show rapid growing. So let's meet We Predict. Our brand new solution is called AI Customer Value Prediction Model. What do? We help enterprises to identify what's the key traits underlying critical behavior patterns so that we can help enterprises to predict who has the value, potential, motivation to buy, use, or even invest your brand's products. 4 highlights that we'd like to share with all of you. First one, we uncover hidden customer needs and motivations by traits. Second one, we use lower cost, higher efficiency by one shared model across the team. Lastly, fast and easy adoption. How can we predict enterprises like high performance talents or who are their high value customers? Because we have these 2 key assets that we have. The first one, empirical enterprises traits data, and second one, predictive AI model modified for 10 years. Well, our approach is based on psychology and behavioral science for 200 years, and we've mastered 500 traits so far. And all these data have been tested for 5 million times, and this has been validated for brands leading brands on the screen, as you can see. Moving on to 4 application scenarios. The first one, once you hold these key traits that you have will affect your customers' purchasing behaviors, you can design your marketing materials accordingly, no longer by imagination. Second one, you can combine this prediction model with your CDP, CRM, or marketing automation systems so that you can maximize your profits accordingly. Thirdly, we can predict who are your high-value customers and how much they're going to buy once you can invite at least 50 of your customers to do a 10 to 15 minutes questionnaire. Lastly, the most alluring part, we're trying to do an AI Cortex framework so that we can combine behavior models and traits models together with LLM to memorize, learn, and understand all histories, interactions, and real-time responses for enterprises to do a precisive strategic AI brain. Our team is called We Predict, and our team is basically consisted by psychologists, behavioral scientists, and engineers. We started from Australia 10 years ago and moved on to US States. And we launched Who Hire, acquired them, and then we started our Asia Pacific expansion from Taiwan, We Predict. We're now having 4 applications by annual subscription, doing POC projects with banking, retail, and department store. We're expecting to do global expansion and pursue strategic partnerships and funding. Thank you. I hope my sharing today do help you understand more about We Predict. We're looking forward to moving to.
Thank you. Now Q&A session. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Yeah, quick question. Just trying to understand like what really is your secret sauce? I mean, around especially the data sources. Are you tapping into proprietary data? You're working with enterprise customer data, and then also do you have better models? And how does that actually compare to other competitors that also are ingesting data and trying to do the same kind of customer prediction?
Okay, thank you for your question. So the first part of all, for this kind of model, it's quite new because so far we're doing scientific, behavioral, historical data. But what we're doing is for traits, personal traits, because after all these behaviors are hidden by traits or personalities. So that's why we're different from others. And then as you say that where's the data from, it will be from the company or from the enterprises. We'll have to say it's all customized from different companies. So because different companies want different things, and they have different strategies for their brandings and for their customers. So that's why we do different things about this. And is there anything that I haven't answered you?
Yeah, another question around just kind of the customer traction. Can you help me understand just really like the go-to-market, and also take me in terms of the thought process around the ideal customer profile? I've seen like logos on CrowdStrike and some enterprise customers, but just really understand that, and what do you expect like average deal size could be, and then potentially even land and expand on these large enterprises?
Okay, thank you. So far, we're actually doing like talent performance prediction before, like for 10 years, and then now we're doing this kind of new services for customer prediction. And then for this kind of customer prediction, we aim for large enterprises. Like, for example, like what we're doing now is for banking, retail, and department stores, for those who has a lot of different kinds of customers and different kinds of brands, so that we can collect all these kinds of data to identify who are their critical traits underlying their critical.
Right, big round of applause to We Predict. 掌声，谢谢 We Predict. Now, ladies and gentlemen, moving on, please welcome Xiao Envision 塞尔内维生医是今天第5个团队 The Fifth Group， 掌声欢迎 ，Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Elise Fei from Xiao Envision. It is very excited to be here again to introduce our company to you. What we want to do is to break the bottleneck of immunotherapy. As you know that the cell therapy is getting important to cancer treatment, especially TIL. TIL therapy, as known as the tumor-infiltrated lymphocyte therapy, we need to collect the TIL cell from the tissue, the tumor tissue, and then expand it and then inject back to the patient body. Because it's very powerful because it has the tumor reactive capability. However, it is still challenging because we need to collect the samples from tissue, and you know it's painful. So some challenges from here is it makes it slowly, costly, and it's very hard to scale. So our platform wants to address this pain, and our platform named Cytoscan, it integrates the AI image and automation and the microfluid into one system. We can collect the T cell in just in 4 steps, easy to get. So the features of our system is non-invasive, so we can easily collect the T cell from tissue, from the blood sample rather than tissue, and it saves time because we have very great cell viability. So as we know that the market competition is always there, so of course we also have the competition. There are some globally pharma companies also have their own platform and their in-house platform to generate their TIL. However, to compare with them, our platform is more focused on the upstream manufacturing. We can say we are the only one platform to do the manufacture. So we are more scalable, more authorizable, and more applicable. So our commercial progress is here that we have done the technical validation, and we know the process time is truly reduced, and we also have the stable viability and expansion consistency by the 5 clinical patient sample. And here we are working on the partner engagement. In Taiwan, there are 2 CDMO is in considering to integrate our platform into their GMP workflow. And also there is one TIL-focused biotech company. They want to evaluate our platform for their interested cancer indication. So our business models are here at this stage. We want to cooperate with hospitals and drug developers. We provide our services to help them to collect their TIL and into their individual patients. So for a long-term value, we will comes from after we got the validation of clinical validation. We want to do the modular platform, also licensing to CDMO or some pharma GMP workflow. So our fundraising plan is to do more clinical validation project, and also to build a GMP workflow. And so this, thus we are looking for the partners who can help us to who has the strong networks and also has a clinical trial experiences. And it's our team. Our team are not from the technical background, but also industrial and the commercial background. And the best thing is that we have our consultant group are from hospitals. Those doctors provide us the clinical advice, and we are very excited. And we want to hopefully to make it happen.
Thank you. Now QA session. Thank you.
Hello. Yes. Yeah, I think you present you're very, I think a very attractive, your model, and you have your own system. Yeah,
Yes.
you mentioned that. And how about that? Yeah, your team is, I think, quite full, and it's very good. And let's think about the burn rate. How about the burn rate right now? I think it's not so easy to achieve the break-even point. Yes. So would you please tell us what's your how to achieve your break-even first? Yes. Okay.
That is a very great question now. And well, at the moment, because of the TIL platform is our goal, we want to make it happen, and we need fund to do this. But at the moment, we also because we want to do this platform, so we have conducted more than 2,000 patient samples, and so we know about the clinical data about the tumor immune microenvironment. So at the moment, we want to do the break even. We need to do some more services and some detection analysis to the hospital and the doctors. So we also help customers from clinics to do some tumor and immune situation service to them. Okay. Next stage will be more services to hospitals to do the autologous TIL therapy and work with them to conduct every special case.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Big round of applause to Cell Envision. 谢谢
Thank you.
赛尔内维生医，谢谢。Okay, now moving on to our sixth team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Intelligent Information Security Technology Incorporated. 掌声欢迎智能资安科技股份有限公司。
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Nicolas, the co-founder and CTO of Intelligent Information Security Technology, and the most French Taiwanese entrepreneur in the room. So we know hardware security is important, authentication is important, identification is important, the post-quantum apocalypse, we need to adjust that. But what else is important is trust. We want to know where is what from, who does what, from which machine this come from. And for that, we're going to have to update our hardware. So at IST Technology, we created a physically unclonable technology that is a true dynamic digital DNA that will not only give you a unique key for each chip, it's going to give you a fingerprint, it's going to give you a face, it's going to give you eyes recognition. So that means you can have the same thing as you as a human DNA, you can put it inside the chip. So how does it affect your everyday life? You're Alex, you want to start your work in the morning, you're going to connect to Gmail and Microsoft Azure. So you're going to combine your unique digital DNA with FIDO2 authentication. So you're going to make sure that your logins are unique and unclonable. And once you have procrastinated enough, Alex, he starts midday and he's going to have to connect to his API project and with API keys given by his client. But his client doesn't share his same FIDO2 authentication. So Alex will have to manipulate his API key from the client with another unclonable identity. And there's nothing more safe than something that is not stored. If it doesn't exist physically, you cannot hack it. That's what a true digital DNA gives you in every hardware you use. But here's the twist. Alex is a robot. It's 2026 and Alex is an AI and he has the utmost important task, which is to grow my hair back. But even though Alex is a robot, he still has to identify himself, do data encryption, and he has to sign his digital creation also with another unique digital DNA. So Alex will give back to his client something that is signed with a physically unclonable function, and that his client will know that for sure this has been authenticated, encrypted, and created by Alex. So this is the vision we have at IST. We know in the future we're going to interact between humans, robot, AI. Everyone needs security. Everyone needs to know what it's from, because Alex can be your smartphone camera. Alex can be AI. It can be one of those companies' AI. So we need to build this kind of true new digital DNA in every system. So hardware security is a relatively slow adoption. So at IST, our strategy for business model is to have different revenue streams. Right now, we focus on giving turnkey solution for zero trust architecture, identity management, and secure post-quantum cryptography. We already have an ongoing case with major OEM, ODM, and we have patented our algorithm already with related cybersecurity certification. Our competitive advantage is technological. We are the first one who has the certified FIDO2 key. With PUF, we combine with C2PA, and now we're moving towards post-quantum cryptography. Our business roadmap is to migrate to chiplet security, post-quantum, and diversify our portfolio for everyone who builds hardware. So please meet us at SemiCon. I will have more tools to show you. And since there's no team slide, our team is from National Chiao Tung University, and from which I graduated. And we are right now raising seed A. So we are looking for 4 to 7 million US dollar. We have already raised 4 million US dollar 2 years ago, but hardware is not cheap to make. So now with our new revenue model.
Thank you. Now Q&A session.
Yeah, thank you for that. Can you talk a little bit more about, one, the go-to-market, and then two, what the customer experience looks like once they have onboarded with you guys?
That'll be here, turnkey solution. So now my cases are OEM, the one who builds router, gateways. What they want is an additional layer of security. So their customer, they use my key, and their designer, they use my module. So they can embed kind of like patch, hardware patch on existing system. And I'm making them my partner so I can grow later. Because my objective is that they order chips for me. So I don't have to build module directly. Yeah. So for now, they're my customer of customer, they use the key, which can also be used in a B2C model. And my direct customer, they use the modules and the chip. Yeah. And so far, they treat us more like consultant because everything is relatively new. I teach them how to use FIDO2, post-quantum, how to migrate. I need to also read from NIST what's the new trend. Yeah.
Right, thank you. Big round of applause to 智能自然科技股份有限公司. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our seventh team. Please welcome Taiwan Rumei Technology, 台湾若美科技股份有限公司，掌声欢迎。
Hello, everyone. I am Taiwan Romei CEO Owen, and Taiwan Romei is the focused thermal material and polymer and feeder company. We are innovation for everything. So nowadays is the AI's generation. So everyone will use the AI for everything. AI is very powerful, but AI server consume a lot of the power, and it had a lot of the heat issue. So you can find the thermal management market had a great CAGR, 10% plus. So we found this problem, the heat issue and the heat problem. We create a magic particle, magic feeder, to solve the heat issue. So we created new material to do solve the client and customer the heat issue. And this year we built the AI platform to analyze the heat. This is a tool to our customer and our client, and also for our agent to use the AI to understand how we to provide which compound or which percentage for our customer. So we use our magic compound, magic feeder to a lot of the application to imply into the PCB, for example, the solder mask ink, for example, the CCL, and also drive-in. So from the material to our client, our supply is very long gapped. So we use the application to shortage how we use it into the technology into our client and customer. After that, we also focus the semiconductor because everything, every chipset right now use the high speed, high power, and that is the heat issue is quite a lot. So this year we cooperate with Toshiba and Kaisha to sell to the EMC and to solve the heat issue from the chipset. So we had the chipset solution, we had a PCB solution. We also had the structure for the mechanical part solution for solve the heat issue. So right now, we very successful to build a lot of the ODM and the manufacturer to our client because we understand material need to a lot of the qualified manufacturer to build good qualified product for our client. And also we had an agent to expanding our business from Japan and the USA and also in Singapore. So we had a good channel and a successful case. This year we had a good revenue from the A-Data and Delta. And next year we target to the 1.5 million US dollar. And also we the future for the IPO. So we believe that we had the magic thing and the magical feeder to solve everyone the heat issue and everyone had the heat problem. We can solve that. Thanks everyone.
Right, Q&A session. Thank you.
All right, thanks for the presentation right here. Okay, I have two questions for you. So you mentioned about several global expansion plans. Can you tell us more about how you're going to reach these markets and why these are important? And the second question is, Can you tell us more about your competitive edge? So what's your advantage that your competitors won't be will be competitive to you? Thank you.
Okay, it's a good question. Our competitor is graphene and diamond and oxidation, for example, the aluminum parts. But our solution is lead and high thermal radiation and conductivity. So compete to the graphene. Graphene is had the conductive level shortage input into the PCB. So that is not can work into PCB we can do. And diamond is too expensive, but our cost is good, very low cost for that. So that is one. And expansion our business for the market, because we focus the material and the business model is quite flexible. So we can cooperate with the Japan manufacturer into the Japan branding. For example, Taiwan Inc. And also we can use the technology to to provide a new way or a new product for the customer. So we can customize that. Yes.
All right, so big round of applause to Taiwan 肉美科技股份有限公司. Thank you so much for sharing. Now moving on, it's our 8th team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome FaceOut Corporation 聚宜智慧股份有限公司，掌声欢迎。
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here to introduce you to magic. The magic happens called face heart. Think about it. I look at your face, I know your heart. Is that magic? So how does it happen? Before we do all the traditional medical devices to get your BP, what have you, now you can just use the contactless single camera, just like your cell phone. Look at your face for about 50 seconds. Then, as simple as 1, 2, 3. Then when we get it, then we got 4 basic vital signs: the heart rate, the blood pressure, the SpO2, as well as the respiration rate with some health indicators. So what we do 30 pictures per second, boom, 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 looking at your face. Then we use 2 eyes, the nose and mouth, identify the places. Then we take a rectangle part using the heart rate, for example, underneath your eyes. We compare red color changes underneath your face. Think about when heart pump, the blood goes up, so then it becomes more red. It goes down, becomes less red. Technology called RPPG. PPG is Apple Watch. Everybody accept it. R stands for remote because it's contact lenses. So number one question is how accurate it can be. For the past 4.5 years, we spent majority of our money with race and the researchers. We got 2 FDA 510K for our heart rate and our respiration rate. The jewel is we are hoping to get it in 2026 in the meet to get a blood pressure. It is very difficult, gentlemen. It's very difficult, ladies. It's very, very difficult to get it past it because you have a face to work on. So Rome isn't built in a day. In the past 4.5 years, we conduct more than 20 IRB clinical trials in 3 major hospitals: Taiwan University Hospital, Taipei Veteran Hospital, Lincoln Memorial Chang'an Hospitals, to do all the research. The small hospital called Enzugon with specific do atrial fibrillations. We're about to file 510K for atrial fibrillation. After 4.5 years research, our accuracy is 96%. We feel very comfortable on that. We also do AECCR, which is a Great Boston area as a request by the FDA. If you look at that, this is the accuracy we try to aim at it. And we actually within the range. And these are also the criteria required by FDA if you can pass it. So the question is, what's your product roadmap? All the roadmap we actually relies on the progress of our FDA, and then we do CE mark for the European market, and HSA for the Singapore market, and what have you. So the question number 2 is, what's the business model? Is the B2B? Because it's easier and it's what we can do. We provide a software developing toolkits, and most of our, 85% of our customers using so-called edge and computation, everything running on your phone. However, we do have a 15% that would like to run on the web, so we do have web SDK. You look at that, it's from your single cell phone, Android, Apple, what have you, to Windows for your laptop, and we also support digital TV, we also support robot, any kind of embedded device, Linuxes. That is the beauty of a software. So what we do, this is example, 4 market sectors: smart healthcare, telemedicine, wellnesses, and also insurance. The bottom 2 is for money, because it doesn't require FDA, a certification. The top 2 are. So that is the strategy, is to set up the channel in the past 3.5 years, target the market. Once we got This is a sample of our current customer, just give you a snapshot. This is our current stage. We just closed a $10 million US round. Prepare for the launch for the Q3 this year, all spent on the marketing and ongoing clinical trials. To give a glance, that's what we do. We have two subsidiaries open, one in Europe, one in Singapore. Once we did FDA, we're going to open one in the US. Here's our team, the two founders on the side. The middle is a fat dude, it's me. And also we have 2 medical doctors. We have actually 70 PI and the co-PI. If you're doing interesting, take a photo on this QR code, and you get a free demo stuff all the time you want.
Thank you. Now moving on to Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. Right here.
Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay. So can you give us more real-world examples of your technology? And second question, for the currently you have just closed one round of raising, right? So do you need what's your next milestone, and when are you planning to raise the next round? Thank you.
Okay, answer your second question first. If we do our job right, the investor told us we go IPO in Taiwan toward the end of 2026, so there will be a pre-IPO round. So, but it might be 2027, depends on that. But my job is trying to find M&A in the US. That's all. And there will be one likely later part of 2026. Just do a pre-IPO, whatever the activity will be. So that is all of my reaches. So in terms of applications in the US, the most simple one is RPM, remote patient monitor. It has a CMS CPT reimbursement code. We're working with the 3 hospitals on that, and just because most of them will ask for the BP clearances, but we are in the early trial of that. Global wise is we are actually close the clinical trial with the Sheba and hospitals in Tel Aviv in Israel as the number 9 hospital with that. We also, through the Sheba, we joined the Mount Sinai Hospital Clinic in both New York and Los Angeles. We're also in the early talk with Cleveland Hospital. It's the number 2 in the hospitals, as well as a couple of research institutes in the US. In Singapore, we're working with the Changi Hospital, hospital for the local HSA and application. We're also in early deployment stage in Bangkok, hospital in Bangkok, number 1 hospital in Bangkok. So global-wise, we have a lot of distribution. We're also talking over 2 large institutes, both in Dubai and the KSA, which has nothing but lots of money, and they also want to be the AI king in that regions. Trust me, you've talked to those guys, you need.
Okay, right. Thank you, Face Heart. 掌声，谢谢聚宜智慧股份有限公司。Now, moving on to our 9th team, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kiwi New Energy 奇异果新能源股份有限公司，掌声欢迎。
Hi everyone, my name is Ruri. Okay, we're Q New Energy. We're here to empower the global sustainability with AI-driven green energy solutions. So in the good old days, we saw that going green means that you have to build up the solar panel on top of buildings. But right now, we can really straightly send the green energy straight to your home. And with a single click, you can get cost down of your electricity bills by 50%. So meet Kiwi. Kiwi is a unified smart energy platform who can make all this happen. It's like the Amazon green energy. It connects you seamlessly in affordable and sustainable green energy. So we serve a broad spectrum of users, like the residential users, smart medium business, and corporates. But either of them, they are looking for cut down their operating spaces or pursuing IE100. So we heard of their needs and combined the state-of-the-art technologies. Virtual power plant for decentralized grid, blockchain for renewable energy certificates, and also full customized financial models for all the users. So the keyword here is the real-time mapping. We understand the users when they need the most, and then we send the energy at the most time that they need it. So we build out a unique profile of their buildings and then send it right away. So for all the users, a click away just means that they don't have to they don't have to go to deposit any money, they don't have to invest, and they don't have to do any operation maintenance burden. So Kiwi is not just idea, it's already proven. We have been sustaining our customers like restaurants, retailers, and convenience stores, and also large corporations. Let's take a real example. Decathlon, we already have been sustaining them with green energy for the country base over the next 15 years. FamilyMart, we started with 100 stores of POC and helping them to save annually by 4 million annually. And now we start to roll out for other stores. And our partnership with Tesla makes us to deliver the best-in-class storage solutions to our customers. And we have secured more than 200 megawatts of long-term supply for our customers in Taiwan for the next decade. And this is the global market. It's growing by 200 billion CAGR, and online exchange market is growing very strongly. But this doesn't matter. What matters is that this year we're going to break even. And break even this year we generated like 68 million Taiwanese dollars, and we tag along with our international customers. We're going blooming for the next 10% of the global market. So we know there are many competitors in the market, and what we serve best is the residential small medium business, and also everything is based on the AI automation demand response matching. So the difference between us to other competitors is that we go fast. First thing, we tag along with the customers internationally. We launch the pilot projects in the local partners, and then we roll out our energy as a service model platform, and then we go from a city and go beyond the country. We can do this because our management team has been decades in AI, blockchain, and energy management. Dr. Stephen Huang himself is a 4-time entrepreneur. He's been in the industry for more than 20 years. Myself is 3rd-time entrepreneur, and we also have a local representative in Japan and the US to support the projects in the local site. So here's our ask. Well, our ask is 3 million for pre-A round because we are wanting to keep up our sales momentum and optimize our platform, and also sustain our pilot project in Japan that we're going in contract with our partners. So thank you very much. Partnering with us means that rapid growth and great meaningful impact to your project in your area. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Q&A session, please.
Hi. Great presentation.
Thank you.
2 questions. One is, it seems like their platform, there's many stakeholders on you need to onboard. So from an international market expansion standpoint, what are the biggest roadblock? Just general, out of curiosity. What are some of the biggest roadblock in terms of onboarding these stakeholders? And second, you're creating a lot of values for your customers, but how do you capture that from a business plan standpoint?
Okay, so the challenging and then how we value our customers. Right, okay, so the challenging part is like the communication side of it, because you're right, there's many stakeholders that we have to aggregate together. However, the green market has been, in other countries, has been more like decentralized a lot. So it's more they're being either driven by IE100, and also we can also aggregate all the virtual power plant based on platform. So this is the challenges that the communication side of it. But however, the key word is tag along with our international customer, like Decathlon. We're helping them in Taiwan internally, but also they have stores internationally, and they're willing to go through it. Also like FamilyMart, because they're convenience stores, they go globally, not just Taiwan. So in successful events here, they also can tag us along to Japan's pilot projects. So that's making us easier to get to the entry to the other market. Sorry, second question?
So the second question is, you're creating a lot of values for your users, but from a value capture standpoint, from your end, how do you capture the value, and how much percentage of that are you able to do?
In terms of quantifying that, I don't have the exact right now.
Not necessarily not necessarily a quantity question, but more in terms of business plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I can answer right now is that because these big corporations as a customers right now, they need like I said, they are driven by the IE100. So we can also do the contract with them. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. All right, big round of applause to Kiwi New Energy. Thank you. Now to move on is our 10th team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Emilio Biomedical. 掌声欢迎安美洛生医。
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Grace Lee, CEO of Amelio Biomedical. We built the world's fastest blood-stopping powder. Severe bleeding is the #1 preventable cause of death in trauma, and it kills millions every year. When it comes to bleeding, every second counts. You may think massive bleeding is rare, but it happens everywhere. Even here in Taiwan, a few years ago, a police officer was stabbed while protecting passengers on a train. He didn't die from the wound itself. He died from blood loss. That's the reality. Not just battlefield, but our streets, our hospitals, or even our homes. And most of the deaths are preventable if we stop the bleeding fast enough. Here's our solution, Real Seal, a next generation powder for severe bleeding. We combine amino acid and metals to form this powerful complex to stop bleeding. And we are the only one company in the world that can mass produce this complex. Animal tests prove Real Seal works. It stops bleeding 30 to 40% faster than leading products. And from AI, survival model predicts 30 to 50% boost in survival rate. US military give us a 26 million entry point. Once we expand globally, we're talking about a 6 billion opportunity. And we start with B2G strategy, start selling products to US military, including Army, Special Operation Forces, Navy, Marine, Air Forces in 2027, and move into hospitals and trauma care centers through major distributors by 2029, and reach consumers directly by 2031. Here's our 5-year revenue forecast showing the growth we're aiming for. And we achieved several milestones step by step. For the first 3 years, we focused on the max technology stability and then examined the molecular structure of the complexes. Last year, we participated in the US Department of Defense Connection Program. We were one of the final 2 companies selected for a one-on-one meeting with US Henry Jackson Foundation. Now we're in the process of signing NDA with US HJF. And currently, we're preparing documents for FDA 510K pre-submission, and we plan to apply formally next year. Here's our core team. We have diverse expertise, including molecular biology, biochemistry, and mechanical engineering, allowing us to innovate across biotech and material science. Our strategic advisor is Dr. Li Fangliang. He was a former consultant of biodefense and medical device, worked with US Department of Defense. Through his connection, he's helping Amalio Biomedical enter into the US military medical supply chain. And now we're raising $3 million to support FDA 510K certification and establish a GMP-compliant manufacturing facility. Severe bleeding is preventable. With your support, we can save millions of lives. We are Amalio Biomedical. Thank you.
Thank you. Now Q&A session. Thank you.
Here. Yeah, I think it's very exciting here. Yeah, you are very, unique, a very unique product for your invention. Yeah. But I hear that you will go to the military market first, then hospital, then to B2B, and then B2C.
Yes.
Yeah, I just if your product is a must-to-have, and why? Yeah, you go to to see the market, to retail market so far away. Yeah, and right now the second question is, how about you come to the level to get the 510K approval? Yeah, I think it is a very, very good, very, very unique, important, approval for you to go to market. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Because in the beginning, we participate this U.S. DoD connection program to develop this stop bleeding powder for the military use. So my B2G strategy start with the U.S. military. Is this reason? And for the FDA 510K certification, for the external use is the lowest barrier for FDA certification. So we start with this FDA 510K Class 2 certification and then expand into surgical and endoscopic indications. This is the next step. So we're getting the easiest one in the beginning, yeah. This is our strategy. Thank you.
Right, thank you so much for 安美洛生医股份有限公司. Thank you. Now moving on, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our 11th group. Please welcome 喜乐科技股份有限公司 iDaka. 掌声欢迎.
Good afternoon, we are iDaka. Every year, construction sites around the world experience countless safety incidents that threaten lives, delay projects, and drive up costs. The biggest problem, traditional safety management is reactive. Supervisors rely on paper logs and manual inspections. By the time a danger is noticed, it's often too late. At iDaka, our mission is simple but critical: to transform construction safety from reactive to proactive. How do we do that? With an integrated system of sensor, AI, edge computing, and cloud dashboard, our devices are easy to deploy and truly hands-on. Devices that require no internet, featuring 2-kilometer transmission. We use iDaka's devices continuously to monitor workers, equipment, and environment to prevent safety incidents. For example, our device can detect rock falls in advance and immediately alert workers through their wearables. Another example, our device can verify workers' identity and PPE compliance before entry, ensuring that each worker has received a proper safety training for the day's tasks. The educational videos are available in multiple languages, depending on where each foreign worker is from. Our modules are active in use across 50 projects. With more than 35,000 workers relying on iDaka, all devices are powered by our own developed chip, enabling them to communicate with each other without internet. At iDaka, we know that working at high altitude is the most dangerous task. That's why we are developing a new robot, Skyworker, to replace humans in performing high-risk jobs at elevation. Over the past 3 years, our customer base, including TSMC, has continued to grow rapidly each year. Thanks to our distributors, we are on track to reach 150 million in revenue this year, and we plan to achieve 2 billion in sales next year. Research shows that IoT in construction will grow to 31 billion by 2030. Compared to our competitors, we offer the most devices, the most complete services. As the global market grows, we will grow with it. We have a highly dedicated and experienced team with years of expertise in both construction and AIoT. Our business model is subscription-based. Our platform combines AIoT and generative AI to create iDaka SaaS service. Construction companies can easily lease and deploy our devices. We were founded in 2023 and have already received several prominent awards. We are also backed by investment from Taiwan's National Development Fund. Many AI solutions focus on saving money and time. At iDaka, we save both, and most importantly, we save human lives.
Thank you. Q&A session.
Yeah, thank you. It's good for protecting the workers' safety. So do you have any competitor? And what is your unique or only technology?
Okay, thank you for the question. As we saw in the earlier presentation, there are 12.5 billion market in US. So of course we have competitors, but none of them matched our own self-developed chip. Our chip can make our devices communicate with each other without internet. And within seconds, we can detect these incidents and notify our workers through their wearables.
Yeah, and how many successful cases you have, and could you win in the SWC?
Yeah, yes, this is a good question. Of course, we'll win. Okay, we're here to win, and we have more than 100 work sites deployed with our devices. So there's no doubt that our chip is working, and it's working really well, and it saved a lot of lives.
Okay, thank you.
Right, thank you. Give a round of applause to Aidaka. Now, moving on to our 12th team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome HAB STR AI. 掌声欢迎。
All right, my name is Kai, founder of Hapster. So we are generating qualified leads for real estate agents by providing the right tools for home buyers. So the problem we're trying to tackle here today is a low conversion rate in America. Okay, so basically, if you're a realtor, and if you walk through open house tours for your clients, 100 of them, you will only end up one real client at the end of the day. Okay, and why is that? Because for home buyers, they need to visit 12 houses at least before they purchase or make a deals. And for the final deal they want to purchase, they will revisit at least 3 times. Okay, and that's why the realtors is very exhausted. Okay, and why aren't there any tools that are actually replacing or assist realtors? And there's a reason why we're here. We're generating the right tools that's Austria level AR for home buyers to explore houses on the streets, and so we can collect the data based from those tools, okay? And we can increase from 1% conversion rate to 35%. The market size is 20 million realtors globally. We're looking for American market and Japanese market because we're based in both America and Japan. And in order for us to achieve 1 million market size in year number 4, we're looking to exit with 1 billion valuation. So these are the modules that we're building right now, okay? This is the AR signage. Imagine if you're home buyers, pull up your cell phone, scan houses on the streets, you get all the real-time data, and we call ourselves pre and post agent tools. So we don't need agents be around you, but you can see everything from outside to inside based from our tools that we're building. So for realtors perspective, they can pretty much sit back, lay back on their couch, looking on the dashboard, monitoring all the buyers' activity, and to prioritize which buyers they want to initiate the contact later on. So our business model is quite straightforward: lead generations and software tools, SDK integrations. Our go-to-markets, right now, we are breaking down those 2 modules and sell it to the real estate platforms. Could be a solo agent platforms, could be a giant platforms. And with those platforms integrating our tools, we're collecting all the data and use AI to summarize and give score from 1 to 9. So basically from 1 is less urgent buyers, 9 is a very urgent buyers. And then the realtors can actually, based from a score, initiate a contact. And we are very new. We are a 1-year company, and we've been attending 3 events already, secure 4 contracts that's worth 140 ARR this year. And in order for us to keep up the momentum, we're asking for 500K, and so that we can attend 10 more events to achieve our 2 million ARR by next year. So as I mentioned, we're trying to achieve 1% market share in year number 4 and exit with a 1 billion valuation. And this is our team. So we are a combination of 30 years real estate experience. I'm a second-time founder for real estates. My co-founder, CTO, he's an AI and XR founders as well. And we have already engaging with the biggest real estate company in Japan. And this is our team. Thank you very much.
Right. Any questions from the judges?
All right. It seems that you are trying to solve very interesting issues in the real estate market. I don't think you are trying to disrupt the real estate agents issue because of your business model. But I kind of wondering that from your estimation, so how useful of this app will benefit your customers? That's the first question. And the secondly is the turnover rate about the customer, because for a single person, it cannot buy a house regularly, right? Every year. So what's the turnover you expected? And what is the profile of your customer? So would it be younger or be older, or what kind of customers you are trying to reach out? Thank you.
Okay, so at the moment, this is not only for a buyer solutions. It could be a renter solutions as well. Okay, so what we've seen right now in the markets, most likely that agents, they usually already have their contact list, like 10 potential clients. They will pretty much share their property by using our platforms and send it to their clients, and they will be there first to see all the 10 houses which they're selling, and they will decide, okay, maybe I want to have an open house for this specific houses. So with that said, the real estate agents, they can be very laid back. They don't have to open house for 10 of them. They can be there by their own for the home buyers. So that's the scenario that we're seeing at the moment. And for the users, for home buyers, especially they're in the age about 30 to 40, I would say, at the moment, because we do have like 30% renters as well, buyers, and that's how we see the market at the moment.
I got another question for you. That's how do you expect it for the next version of your product?
So in terms of next version, that's a very good question, because we're trying to integrate to giant platforms as well. And we're already building the algorithm later on, because you see our 3D model, the transparent features. We need to, okay, so basically we're building up the algorithm. We can integrate all millions data at once.
Okay, that's it. Thank you so much. Big round of applause to our team. Thank you. Next, moving on, the 13th team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Eastcool Lab, 伊思库软体科技股份有限公司。
At Eastcool Lab, we make experience cool. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lana, Senior Project Manager from Eastcool Lab. Founded in 2018 in Taiwan, Eastcool Lab introduced RobotTip, a patented industrial RPA solution combining AI and computer vision. Manual work creates constant challenge. Labor shortage, unable to run 24/7. Tedious, repetitive work drain productivity. Manual time consuming, but still contains unseen human errors. For manufacturing, the pain points even go further. These industrial machines are not friendly at all. They do not allow to install any software, no networking, no API. They are still in the case, so data collection and extraction is very difficult. Also, they lack the capability of having the modern machine-to-machine community protocols. So, how our RobotTip can address this issue? By connecting the isolated system via one RPA bot, we help manufacturers to achieve seamless cross-platform, cross-machine data integration and automation. The technology of RPA, robotic process automation, breaks down the human interaction with machine and computers into the most basic components such as clicking, typing, moving, searching. So it is suitable to customize at its best to meet the specific customer workflow. Our unique strength takes the advantage of traditional RPA and leverage it with the AI and computer vision base, working well with camera, IoT device, and kernel virtual machine switch. So, no API is required, it is non-intrusive, so it is adaptable to the high security closed-up factory environment. Imagine there will be a software robot mimicking your real daily operations. So the development times from months to hours is not only stop at reading and analyzing data, but it helps you to take the further flowing actions. Here is a real industrial RPA case in semiconductor industry where RobotTip helped the customer to retrieve the recipe from the internal system, pass it to the machine tool to start the production line, and at the same time, real-time monitoring via their own MES. Automation actually is indeed a high growth market, and the RPA is projected to hit $72 billion by 2032. Also, with the driven of Industry 4.0, industrial or OT RPA will be proved to be the key opportunity. We differentiate ourselves from other office RPA competitors by the strong flexibility and suitability for industrial automation, also leverage with the Taiwan knowledge and strength in the manufacturing. We believe we have the competitive advantage over other countries' competitors. As the original product manufacturer, we target B2B, selling annual license per device, also expanding the revenue network through the network of SI partner and agency. Trusted and supported by Japanese and Vietnamese partners, we also successfully serve more than 150 customers, in which 60% are publicly listed companies. With the expert team from National Central University, TSMC, Foxconn, and Microsoft, we steadily develop with the team of more than 30 members, also being internationally recognized as the champion of the Asia ICT Alliance, Asia Pacific ICT Alliance Award.
Right, thank you so much. Any question from the judges?
Best hype team of the day. So, how can you expand on the differentiation with your competitors? Because I just want to know a little bit more about, because there are similar systems and companies doing similar product or services. I just want to understand about how you guys differentiate in this kind of semi-busy market.
麦克风可能要看一下麦克风。
Okay, so for other office automation RPA, in which there are some big names like UiPath, Automation Anywhere, or Blueprint, these RPA are suitable at the office environment in which they will work completely well on the computer with the network. So they will go with cloud and having the internet connection. So for us, we differentiate ourselves different because we can work at the no network. We don't require coding. We do not require any network. So it is safe to go in the office, in the factory environment in which you cannot connect to any internet or any cloud database. Yes.
Okay, no further questions.
Right, thank you. Big round of applause to ISCOOL Lab. Thank you so much for the presentation. Now moving on to the 14th team, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Acura Nanomedicine Corporation 奈维生技股份有限公司，欢迎。
Hi everyone, I'm Brian. I'm founder and CEO of Acura Nanomedicine. We are assembled by a group of experts from top university and top research institute like Academia Sinica, National Taiwan University, Tsinghua University, and doctors from the Taipei Medical Universities. And talking about the cancer, there are 1/3 of people will suffer from this disease in their lifetime. And we also found two major problems in current clinical treatment course. The first one is, even today we have effective therapeutic methods like cell therapy or immunotherapy. There are still 10 to 30% of response rate in all group of cancer patients. And the second problem is more than 90% of cancer patients will develop the drug-resistant ability in their cancer cell after the treatment. In Acura Nanomedicine, we want to solve these difficult problems using the three cutting-edge technology, AI plus nanotech plus molecular medicine tools. We established two effective platforms. The first one is we use a big data-driven drug discovery platform to select and discover a series of effective anti-cancer novel drugs. And we use the second platform, our nano-delivery system, to encapsulate those drugs we discovered and provide a suitable delivery method, letting concentrate into their target area, like the tumor region. And we found a series drug products by integrate these two platforms. And our drug have very unique and we call this breakthrough capability is, for example, the AMP5, the first drug of our own, we can target and inhibit and manipulate multiple oncogenic targets at the same time, no matter it's inside the cancer cell or outside the cancer cell, but within the tumor microenvironment. We use the untreatable drug-resistant pancreatic cancer, the kidney cancer, as our first target. And you can see when we apply the current chemotherapeutic drugs, it's useless, like water. The tumor is still grows very large and very fast. But as we introduce our NA45 combined with the old-fashioned drugs, the drug-resistant ability will be overcome and achieve very exciting treatment outcomes. After just one month treatment, the tumor naturally is almost disappeared. And this is our non-resistant. This photo is taken by electron microscope. I won't go to the final detail, the fine detail, but at least our non-resistant can achieve at least 80 times drug delivery efficacy compared to the traditional liposomal nanomaterials. And we can achieve even higher, 1,000 times of drug encapsulation efficiency compared to today's standard ADC. Because we are platform technology, we can generate unlimited drug products. So our business one is we want to early phase license our drug products. And at the same time, we use our non-delivery system to cooperate with different pharmaceutical company or new drug companies as airlines. So we can use our system to optimize their drugs and provide more effective outcomes for them. And right now, we have the partners from Taiwan, from Japan, and from Germany, and we will expand our business to US and other countries globally in the near future. So if you have interest to our technology or our company, and more, maybe you have interest become partners or investors, please contact.
Thank you. Question from judges.
Thank you. It's very important to save time and cost to improve the quality, to save our human life. So in your technology, how much cost or time you can save for the new technology? You can save the cost, right? And save the time.
Yes. The most important part is the API, the active ingredient we use in our drugs, is come from the old drugs, the so-called generic drugs. They already used in human for decades. So we know everything about those drugs. But after we combine those drugs, for example, on NA45, it's a combination of two anti-infectious drugs. And after a combination, they become very effective anti-cancer drugs while maintain very high safety when we apply to no matter it's living animal or cancer patients. So we already know everything of those drugs. So we can increase the success rate from 0.2% of new drug development success rate to more than 90%, and we can lower in cost from, in general speaking, in all time, we develop one drug, we need to cost maybe 1 billion to tens of billion US dollars, but we can minimize those development costs to maybe 3 to 5 million for one drug.
Do you have any competitor? And are you number one in this area?
I think we are number one because we can successfully treat the untreatable cancer like drug-resistant pancreatic cancer or GBM. There's no cure method in the past. And another important part is our drug developed because they have very minor side effects. So we can combine every traditional therapeutic drugs or the future drugs together with our drugs. Our drug will become a booster or
Right, thank you so much. 谢谢奈威生技股份有限公司的分享。Thank you for the sharing. Now moving on to our 15th group, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome 研电智能有限公司 Protect AIoT. Please welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm come from Yandian Park. Who we are, and we are just doing the Taiwan inverter and AI plus IoT. We are just from the smarting and the efficiency solution for factory. So what we find? We find industrial everything with problem. With most factories still rely on the manual data logging. This is a problem. And also the legacy machine cannot just load to the cloud. So this is our main core problem. So what we have we call a Fairy. Fairy is our one of the products we call a Monitor Fairy. This is the first generation, and this is the second generation. The first generation is very easy. This is our future. We just put e-paper on the second generation, and all the key features like the same. We can just use the very easy way, just use a camera and to collect the data, even the old type of the gauge, and use the camera to log in to the cloud and to cloud to application phone. Of course, you are right. We can use the mobile lens also. This is what we are doing, and we believe Monitor Fairy, your eyes digitalized. So this can be also report and output for the AV custom need. So this is our report, and we can also download the phone and preview the phone. So what we have an easy installation, instant upgrade, and digitalize any machine. Also, you can just image, you can send instant alert to quick issue resolution. So what our innovation in the hardware and the software, we have the software AI sharpness for clear recognition and high accuracy for the low lens. This is what we have. And hardware, we have no matter in the dark or in the night, we can just easy to recognize. So this is what we're doing and what we do. For example, this is in the Kaohsiung, the water treatment of the example. We save the reducing of labor cost for 35%. Also, the 57% decrease in the data the night. Also, in some kind of the place injection plant, we save the 3,000 papers per year per day. For this is meet the ESG requirement. This is all the data we have for the water meter data, for the fermentation tank pressure data, for the natural gas flow data, and for the other kind of the meter we can transfer into the digital. So what's the market size? In the market size, according to market size, we have 1 trillion by 2030. So only take 1%. You can imagine 1% is 300 million. So we are just have our trend accuracy reach to the 4270. This is we also have a distributor also in Vietnam and Thailand already. So doing this one, we have our computer. Of course, we have a China computer, we have an internal computer. All you can show for the core technology and installation, we are also win. So what we can do and is a model plan, so we can share our business plan and our business model to the world. So what we choose the IoT, why we choose the endpoint? This is what we have. So we can from the monitoring and to the scheduling to the MES. So this is our team and our member. We just have a small company. Our co-member is from NTU and the Taiwan Tech University. So based on this base, we hope. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Question from judges, please. Thank you.
Hi. So my first question is, when you look at your what the most attractive market segments are, how would you prioritize it and why?
My price, you mean?
Oh, no, if you look at the market segments in terms of which segments you want to go after, what's the most attractive and how would you prioritize it and why?
I think this is kind of for some of the industry, and for the older machine or legacy machine, I think this we can extend our for example, the government institute like the gas station, water treatment, they are need those kind of the solution, but they don't fund us. They only want to looking for the new equipment or new machine. So this is what we can extend our business extension to this field.
And can you tell me more about your business model? For example, you had one case study where it's like 27 units. Like, are you charging per unit? What are the sizes of the deal, and what's the potential?
This is power 1 unit per line. You can just check for the 1 power and support 20 units together. Yeah, one time.
And how much? What's the value of that deal? Like, how much would you make on a specific client?
You mean how I can just survive the client?
Money. How much?
Of course, money is for them is very just cost down the cost because we have AI training for the software. So hardware like the lens, for example, the before is very expensive for the high pixels camera, but we train the software. Then the AI, we can use a cheaper or low resolution, low cost to save the cost for client.
So for example, the 27 units, is that like $100,000 deal?
For example, we even order the SaaS, use a SaaS system to order by month.
All right, thank you. 谢谢盐电智能. Thank you so much for presentation. Thank you. Now moving on to our 16th team, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Coherence Biotech 阔和生医科技股份有限公司，欢迎。
Good afternoon. My name is Cole. I'm the co-founder of Coherence Bio. So as you probably know, the traditional way of drug development is very slow and costly. It takes billions of dollars and more than a decade of time to bring a new drug to market. Now, AI is supposed to change this by reducing the time and cost by half. But how exactly? So traditionally, drug companies have to synthesize and make tens of thousands of drug compounds and test every single one of them in a lab. It's like searching for a needle in a haystack. But with AI, instead of testing everything, your algorithm can first simulate the functionalities and filter out most of the compounds, leaving only a small subset of candidates that actually need to be tested in a lab. But even then, for most AI drug startups, they don't have the resources to build and operate their own automated lab, so they have to rely on outsourcing to a CRO, which takes sometimes months and months for the result to turn around, and that really slows down the pace of discovery. So at Coherence, what we've done is we developed a plug-and-play device that allows the user to simply load the cartridge, that they can run these tests in-house, load the cartridge into the machine, and we will run your lab protocol and deliver the data to you. So here's a picture of our prototype. So conceptually, you can think of it like this. Our users, they develop AI drug models and design compounds in the so-called dry lab, and then we close the loop by automating the wet lab testing. And this is really the real-life bottleneck today, because these processes are very tedious and error-prone. So in fact, 4 out of the 5 of the AI drug compounds recommended by AI actually fail right away in biology, because the data that are used to train them are simply not good enough. And that's why automation really matters. By automating these processes, you can generate high content, highly reproducible data that really becomes the differentiator for your AI training over a longer term. So in order to do that, we've integrated functions required for drug screening. So things like liquid handling, cell culture imaging, and assay detection, all into a single benchtop device. So this replaces all the equipment, tools, and machines that you need traditionally, and eliminates the need for manual handoff in between the steps and really simplifies the workflows. So no other solution in the market that we've seen have been able to integrate this level of functionality. And the result is that you can increase throughput, reduce cost, and accelerate the turnaround. So our business model is razor blade, where we sell the instrument, but we also get recurring revenue from consumables and services. So we're targeting the cell-based assay market, which is the $20 billion market and growing. But we designed our solution to be modular and programmable so that we can expand into exciting areas like CAR-T, stem cell, and organ on chip. So we've already received patents in multiple geographies, and we're in the process of expanding our IP portfolio. We've done early validation at Taipei's Veteran General Hospital, and our partners and affiliates include Berkeley, Qualcomm, and others. So we have a team that comes from multidisciplinary backgrounds, each with close to 20 years of experience in AI, digital health, engineering, and medical devices. So we believe it's this partnership between AI in the virtual world and automation in the physical world that can really transform how we develop new therapies. And we hope you'll join us on this journey. Thank you.
Thank you. Question from judges, please.
My first question is, this is a very interesting device, but my first question is, what is the realistic revenue generation? How do you generate the future revenue?
Okay.
And the second will be, you have some IP, but is there any component, anything that's really prohibit your competitor to catch up within a short period of time? Yeah.
Okay, so for business model, this is a locked-in model. So our consumables, our cartridges are proprietary to our machine. So this way, the key metric is really installations. So the number of machines that are installed, that kind of compounds over time. That's how you, because the first year installations, they will continue to need our consumables. So that's how you grow revenue in a non-linear way. And in addition to that, because our consumables is basically plastic, so there's a lot of room for customization. If, let's say, a biotech company has their own recipe that needs to be customized. So that's the business model part. Yes, you have a question?
Yeah, my key question is there any key partners or key licensing partners?
So we're pre-revenue. So we're not at commercial stage yet. We're in discussion with a number of pilot customers. We need to first validate our machine before we roll it out and scale up. And actually our main target is US. So I actually just came back from Berkeley a few months ago. So we're half of drug discovery is in the US, so that's the market we'll be looking at. And your second question is IP, you're right. So it's hardware. So the main defensibility relies on the patent. So there's a lot of thought that we put into designing the machine and our cartridge. But that actually it needs to be defended by the IP that we have. So in reality, there's not much way we can, if someone wants to copycat our device, there's not many options that we actually have.
Right, thank you very much. 谢谢，好，我们谢谢 Coherence Biotech. Thank you so much. Now moving on to our final finalist, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome AZ Helper Corporation. 掌声欢迎。
Hello, last one. Okay, so my name is Jonathan, founder of AZ Helper. Our flagship service is AZ Helper Mark Guard, the brand protector for Amazon sellers. The problem is that worldwide, all Amazon sellers will face IP violation crisis, which is meaning is that trademark filing is costly, inefficient, and complex for small and mid-sized businesses, and they are left with weak protection. So the solution is, not the solution yet. So we are breaking industry standards with results. These are our press releases so far. So the solution is we combine AI-powered legal tech tools with real e-commerce experience to deliver faster, more reliable, and more affordable brand protection for our sellers. So our software right here is we reduce 90% human error in progress tracking and also trademark searches. And we also do 24/7 progress tracking for our trademarks. That is why we are able to cut our costs down for our sellers so they can reinvest into global expansion. We partner with lawyers within 17 major countries to ensure that they are well protected. Trust is very, very important in this industry. And just 1,000 days since our founding, we have over 1,000 clients that already trust us. Some are small businesses, entrepreneurs. Some may be very famous in Taiwan, maybe like Haha Baby, Hao Senyi. Some of them are famous, but they are not famous out abroad, so we are there to help them. So far, this is AZ Helper. The accomplishments that we achieved within this 3 years. One that I would really want to explain on is that we are the only provider in Taiwan with all 3 Amazon Global Certified badges and a coupon service provider. Our competitive edge compared to traditional law firms is that we are 70% more affordable than Taiwanese firms and 52% more cheaper than international firms. We are able to cut our costs so that these sellers that plan to go global can save money. So last year, our second year in business, 2024, we captured 12.5% market share, 12.5% market share of all Taiwan to US trademarks. Taiwan is our home. Taiwan is our first step. We want to help them expand global go abroad so they can reinvest into expansion. Sorry about that. So by 2028, our goal is to hold 50% of all Taiwan to US market share of US trademarks and 1% of all US trademarks. So beyond trademarks, we also help recover frozen funds. In total, we have recovered 60 million NT dollars, which is 2 million US dollars for clients because they were IP violation, IP infringement, patent trademark, etc. And within just 2 to 3 months, their accounts were unfrozen. Even international brands like Bentley trust us in their Amazon brand protection. This is Voice of Seller. 2024, they did a survey on all Taiwan Amazon sellers, and they described AZ Helper as high quality, efficient, and gives clear guidance. Absolutely stellar. So e-commerce doesn't have to be hard.
Right. Thank you so much. Question for judges.
Great. So question around, great, 1,000 clients, understand the customer traction. Can you help me understand your pricing model, revenue per customer, retention rate?
Okay. Thank you. Pricing model is one-time service. So it's B2B one-time service of $1,200 US. And that's per client, yes. And we then will, hopefully, they expand to other countries, they will file local trademarks. The other thing is that every 5 years for US, the first 5 years, we will get maintenance fee. So then we will get maintenance fee in the next 5 and 10 years for renewals.
Great, and then also you mentioned partnering with lawyers. Help me understand what's the human plus AI model there, and where does the human lawyers get involved versus your AI?
Yes, so I spent like 20,000 US dollars just doing consulting with each of the partners that we work with. They trust us. First, we need to build a connection with them so they can put their know-how into our training model with the API that we have. So they can help us we do the heavy lifting, so they can reduce the time in paperwork and reduce the chance of getting it office action, means rejecting the trademark. So that is why we are able to have 90% human error reduced and have a higher success rate getting a trademark registered.
So just to clarify, is the legal kind of more of an agency model where one go-to-market is actually using your tool to enable their work as legal professionals, or it goes mostly direct?
Indirect to us. We do it in-house. Like we do all of that process in-house. The client just pays us and do the paperwork, the initial paperwork, and then we'll do the final end-to-end with the local lawyers.
All right, thank you very much. Big round of applause to AC Helper. Thank you. And thank you for all of the finalists for giving us such a wonderful presentation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, moving on to our mini pitch session. So for this session is for the 50 nominees who haven't got the chance to be selected in the final list, but still wanted to promote their products and service within 1 minute. So now I am having 3 startup teams that had applied for the mini pitch. So first, Eric from Sprino, are you here with us? Okay, so would you like to come forward and do the 1 minute mini pitch? And to follow, we have another 2 groups. This is Jackson from Of Course, and the other is Andy from Taiwan Vehicle Charging. So these 3 groups, please gather to the front stage. Right, so are you Eric? Yes, all right. So for the investor and judges, would you please stay for the mini pitch for a while? Okay, we have like 3 groups. We would like to do the mini pitch. All right, so when you're ready, Eric, please.
Every day, night worker lose 2 hours to switch between tools. Yes, this is a $450 billion globally. Yes, I'm Eric, CEO of Dino, and we are building a solution. What we are doing, we are building Dino is the first all-in-one intelligence canvas from research note. You can research in in our canvas and organize a note in our canvas. And if you need slides, you can generate a slides in our canvas. Or everything is happening in one place. No need to switch between tools. We are not just adding another tool to a pile. We are replacing a pile. Thank you.
Right, big round of applause to Eric. Now moving on, we would like to welcome Jackson from Of Course to deliver his pitch. Please.
Hi everyone, I'm Jack from Of Course. I'm the founder of Of Course, and we do live design workshops for different universities, foundations, and companies. And at 2018, we started the first live design course in NTU, the one in Taiwan and in Singapore. And also since then, we also collaborated with Middlebury University and also NCCU and NCU to help them train their own live design facilitators and start their own course. And like for the last month, we just finished our collaboration with the Tzu Chi Foundation to help them train their volunteers to empower them with the live design skill set to help them have better communication skills with the people they are going to help. And since the 2023, we started the official commercial collaborating with Stanford's Designing Your Life company and become the one and only certificated workshop provider in Taiwan right now. So if you have any needs on designing workshops and curriculum related to topics like life design, vision crafting.
Right, thank you, Jack. Of Course, thank you so much for sharing. Now, finally, let's welcome Andy from Taiwan Vehicle Charging to share some insight. Is Andy here? Oh, okay. Where is Andy? Oh, come on. Yeah, you are the final pitch-in for today. You have 1 minute to deliver your thoughts without slides, please.
Okay, thank you. In the next 10 years, over 10% of vehicles on the road will be electrical, and the number will grow fivefold in the 10 years. I'm Andy Huang, a CTO of Taiwan Vehicle Charging Company. We provide cost-saving, safe, and convenient charging service that give the EV driver a better charging experience and drive wider adoption of electrical vehicle. Our innovation technology has already been trusted by tens of thousands of users and integrate with a leading charger brand. The demand of our solution is growing rapid. TPCC is shaping the future of EV charging. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Andy. I'm sorry, we still have one more mini pitch, right? Just that was a really last one. Okay, the final one. Okay, 我们最后一组哦，好，最后一组 for mini pitch. Please introduce yourself and then.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are AI Learning Companion, and we can tell. Can you say the weather today in Taipei?
Sure, I'd be happy to. So just like I mentioned, today in Taipei, it's partly cloudy with a high around 35 Celsius and a low around 26. There's a little chance of rain later, so just keep an umbrella handy. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Children can interact with a dog and give them positive feedback and emotional support to children. Thank you for everyone.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, for the judge panel, we would like to take you now into a secret meeting room, which is upstairs, to do a very important discussion. Right? You have to decide our champion and our top 3 finalists based on the score. So now, please, for our judge panel, please follow our staff. Which staff? Okay. We would like to take you upstairs to the meeting room, all right, to do a further discussion. Thank you so much. 好，接下来呢，我们的这个重要的评审团呢，就要上楼带着我们的成绩，好，在上面除了呢基于我们的成绩做考量之外呢，他们有做自己个人的讨论。那与此同时呢，我们在座位上还有很多我们邀请来的贵宾评审团，那我们相信也有非常多的宝贵意见可以提供给我们。与此同时，我们要一起来邀请我们 James Chen， 我们 CNC Service 的副总 Deputy Director 来跟我们做主持以及分享，掌声欢迎 ，Welcome James。
我们在座所有的创业家，大家好吗？好。来，这位，再一次，各位创业家，你们好吗？很多人告诉我们说其实来 pitch 有一个很有趣的地方， 请问一下，得奖到底是不是重要的？
重要，蛮
你看，这就是你们被误导了。得奖很重要，好不好？但过程是不是更重要？我问大家，所有的 pitch 里面第一名有几个？第一名只有一个。但这个过程当中，你可不可以像今天在上午的场次有讲到，我们可不可以在过程当中让自己成为唯一？这是可以的。所以我想，今天的比赛，今天的 pitch 只是你们过程当中其中一项。你们未来人生有非常多的 pitch， 这个 pitch 不是参加赛事，而是当你们面对投资人，当你们面对客户的时候，你们该怎么去面对他，对不对？所以接下来呢，我会邀请几位我们评审团的这个我们讲大人们来跟大家做一些分享。我相信每一次我们在做 pitch 的时候，每一次我们在做竞赛的时候，他们都非常的用心，甚至于他们每次都问我们说，可不可以多一点点时间，让我们更多的回馈给大家。我相信这是所有在现场所有的评委里面最想要的。那我们会有这个机会，坦白讲，也是因为 Pegasus， 所以让我们以热烈的掌声欢迎 Pegasus 的共同合伙人 David 来跟我们分享。
大家好哈，我这边先抛砖引玉一下。虽然 Pegasus 我们办了这个 Star World Cup 嘛，只有一队是 winner， 对不对？其实很辛苦。你看我们一年哈，在将近60-70个国家里面挑了快1万个团队，只选1名。可是你们不用担心哈，为什么？我简单解释一些实际的例子。其实 Pegasus 会把这些所有的资料，其实都放在我们的资料库里面去。那 Pegasus 除我们对这个 Star World Cup， 我们有一个5000万美金的放，其实我们都有在 Watch 里面的一些 deal， 但是不一定是直投或者是什么时候会再回来找你们。所以大家第一件事情，我先解释一下，就是 Pegasus 不是只有第一名，我们只看了一个100万美金的那个投资款。那我先各位报告一下，就是以我过去几年，我们看这几个所谓的winner， 他绝对不会只有拿到100万美金。像我们前几年有一个就是加拿大的冠军，他那一年拿到了3000万美金的放，就是 Pegasus 只是点那个火啊。那后面他会各轮的时候，他会把他我们会找其他的投资人一起来投，所以这个其实才是最重要的，就是说你如何去把你的 information 对不对，秀给全世界这些创投界或者是企业投资人的在他们的 list 里面。所以我先抛砖引玉先讲一下，绝对不会只有我们就是只有冠军才会有那100万美金。那每一家公司在不一样时期，你都有 fundraising 的需求。我举例来讲，现在你可能目前只是一个 seed， 或者下一轮你会进到 A 轮、B 轮。当你在成熟的时候，我这边其实都有非常多的案子哈，就是前几年有参加台湾的 Star World Cup， 可是现在几乎它越来越成功。举例来讲，有一家公司就是做基因治疗的，它 CAR-T， 那我这边才发现他在上个月解盲了，他做临床1期。而且这一些公司都是大概是4-5年前的生技公司，所以我非常的鼓励大家，这只是一个平台啦。那平台产生的效益你们在未来你们会感受得到。Pegasus always 一直在不断的投资最新的新创科技。那从以前我刚开始，我记得第1年我在桃园吧，它是一个 AIoT 的安全帽。那一家公司是鸿海的，那我觉得现在我今年看到的 AIoT 完全不一样啊，所以我非常的感到觉得我们其实进步的非常多哈，所以这些是我个人在这几年我感受到我们台湾的 startup 的 quality 或者是进展。当你现在目前这个时期或许不是最好的时期，但是你透过这个平台，你未来的话你会有更多的机会。那我们在不同的时期，比如说 A 轮、B 轮、Pre-IPO， 其实 Pegasus 是少数哈。我们从所谓的 Angel Round， 就是像 YC 一直到 Pre-IPO 都有投的创投。那刚刚那个 Michael Florence， 其实我们 这几个月我们投了 OpenAI， 投了 SpaceX， 投了 X 点 AI， 可是很多人都不知道，其实是不容易的。可是在美国很多好的公司，它为什么会值得大家去投？其实有些我们常常在我们同事之间在讨论，其实我每一次我都会跟大家报告，其实我们看的都是团队啊跟愿景啊，所以其实你不要太限制你自己，只要你觉得你是好的，你就往前走。当你真的到达适当的时机，我觉得Pegasus其实我们虽然没有在台面上你们看到很多deal是Pegasus投的，但其实我们不断的有在协助一些台湾的新创企业国际化。那有一些是签 NDA， 所以不能讲。但是我老实讲，他们其实有一些桑纳斯达啦，或者目前现在有一些我们在替一些比较知名的所谓的新创公司做国际募资，这个都是有可能的。那Pegasus现在也不是只有创投，我们还做并购。我们后面有42个，刚刚那个 Michael 有讲，我们大部分都是企业投资人是我们的客户。所以我们有40几个大企业，他们其实除了投资以外，也是投并购。我一直在觉得台湾的资本市场是比较，怎么讲，就是头重脚轻啊，好的很好，可是很多人都有的公司并不是那么好。但其实在国外，我们有85%到90%，我们投资的新创企业，它都是被并购出场的。这个部分，我希望未来大家在这个方面可以多琢磨一下，因为透过并购出场的话，你们可以做2次创业、3次创业，你会更成熟，以后你的公司会更好。所以以上是我简单的讲评，所以说大家表现是越来越好啦。所以我就说今天特别在这边跟大家表一下这个，谢谢大家的参加。我觉得Pegasus的这个平台，说实在话，我们是 NGO， 这个平台Pegasus每年都投了好几百万美金，但是实际上我们并不是一个什么盈利的，就是说我们 create 这个平台是让大家 show up， 能够在上面把你的最好的东西表现出来。那我也很希望今年我们台湾的冠军能够进前10名，因为我已经去了5、6年了，都没有看到我们台湾进前10名。我有些是很紧张，讲的时候很紧张，但是我觉得都有学习的过程啊。那我相信我们会越来越好。以上，谢谢。
谢谢我们的合伙人。那接下来呢，我相信大家都很清楚知道，我们整个的活动其实为了就是要去美国参加这样子的一个竞赛。那就像刚才我们的David 大哥告诉我们的，各位的水平其实越来越好了。我们这几年也发现，尤其是今年，我们发现各位你们的 pitch 已经越来越像我们就在旧金山一样了，我们就在矽谷一样了。所以我相信这是你们开始要往美国之路里面最重要的一个环节。那当然，既然要往美国走，我们就希望能跟到更多来自于不同观点的一些讲评。接下来我要邀请这一位呢，是美国各州政府办事处的协会的总会长，也是我们的严淑芬会长，来跟我们分享几句，掌声欢迎。
谢谢。今天这边很棒啊！在看到17位的这个非常有创意的这些年轻人啊，我代表美国各州政府办事处协会，我们现在美国各州政府在这边有24个州，今年年底还有2个州来增加。那我想他们来的目的不只是希望我们投资啊，当然也看重我们我们的技术人才啊。那另外呢，当然我们的技术人才可以帮助什么？当然就是美国的市场。好，那所以各位去当然是在看到说我们今天在做这个部分呢，从我们的观点来看，第一个你在这个部分，我想大家在评鉴一定是评估什么？你的这一项的创新哦，是不是市场够大？第二个，你的团队是不是够强？那第三个呢，当然是看你未来在这个产业里面呢，你可以带来是不是持续稳定的成长啊？那这个是3个最重要的一个部分。当然我们知道每个阶段有不同啊。你在初期创业的时候，你是研究天使，他看到你是要你的创新，刚开始 你这是够创新的，够 advanced。然后你第二个你比较已经有一点点，我刚刚看到是涵盖这2个类型都有。第二个类型他看到的是你够不够有一个 sustainability 的一个成长性啊。那这个就是我们讲的这个 market 够不够大？为什么美国是大家都要去的？因为它是全球最大的资本市场。那如果你今天要去，你这个东西必须 define。我们刚刚讲的这个 point 3就是说，你必须要很清楚的 define 你的这个营运的 model。那你今天在这边的时候，你有没有强调这3点？第一个，我们刚刚讲的就是那个前面我讲的这3点啊，你必须非常的去 clearly 看到你自己在创新，能不能够有一个这个 vision 可以看到这个的需求性 demanding 在市场是很大。第二个就是说，你的团队是不是非常的 consolidate， 就是这个团队的里面是可以持续稳定的在这个创新跟研究发展上面，在这个整个的能量。那第3个部分就是看你的这个我们刚刚讲的它的 definition， 你的定义上面可不可以很清楚明确的定义这个 business 的 model 是有效果的，非常能够 commodity。那这3块才能够创造投资人他要的这个部分。那今天我们美国各州政府办事处会来这边，当然是看到了我们台湾有很多，不管它是 resilient supply chain， 但我们同样的看到了在资本市场上面，我们还是属于没有那么，已经慢慢在累积，然后有更多的能量。可是比较起很多先进的国家，我们还是需要更努力。那但是我们看到我们的后进这些年轻朋友们，还有你们所 creative 这些想法都很棒。但是这个部分的话，就更要有一些国际的思维跟看法。那过去6个月，我有参加一些其他的这种相关的部分。那很重要的就是说要去做一些学习。那这些学习我知道台湾政府也有一些中小企业署啊，这些也有一些funding可以支持你们100万台币、2万台币，有的去到美国各重要的大学去1个月啊，然后给你100万的、200万的这个台币去 learn。那这些就是说，在你上来之前，其实你有一段的我们讲的你这个扎功夫的，蹲马步跟扎功夫的这个阶段。那其实这个阶段也是蛮重要，到美国市场去学习。很多的美国的大学里面有这样子的这个部分。那其实所有新上就是说，我今天会需要你是企业可以要跟你一起合作，是因为你有一个 escalator， 就是你应该讲说你是一个加速器，你能够让企业能够快速的加速它在市场上的竞争力啊，那才是最重要的。所以你今天发展的这个您的单项的或者是你的 solution， 那是非常重要。当然，千万不要忘记了。现在最重要的主流还是在 AI、robot 相关的这一块，绿能啊、生技啊这一些。那这一些的 focus 在你如果比较偏，那当然你的路就要走得比较远。如果你能够在这个 mainstream 上面走，你当然可以取得市场的资金也会比较快。以上是我跟各位分享，那欢迎有机会再多跟我交流，谢谢各位。
再次谢谢我们的会长，各位伙伴。不要忘记了，还是那句老话，竞赛得奖只有一位，但是过程当中，所有人都是各位的贵人，包含在你身边的，不管是同业，不管是同行，不管是上下合作伙伴，他都会是你生命当中的贵人。接下来时间呢，我们会让大家有一些比较长的时间，可以跟我们现场在座的所有的评委。刚才为什么会在中间跟这么多的评委沟通？因为每一位评委我都希望他们上来，这里面包含今天有非常多团队都是在讲生物科技的，我们就有国家生物科技研究院的单位也在这里面，我们就有这边的银行的创投也在这里面，我们有海外的创投也在底下，但每一位都非常的保守，他们都认为其实低调的做自己该做的事情，坚持自己的梦想，那才是各位最重要的事情。所以接下来请大家不要吝啬，多跟他们互动，多把你自己秀出来。还有一件很重要的事情，你们认为今天就到此结束吗？各位 ，pitch 只是一时，但你有没有准备好下一次的 pitch？ 今天晚上就有下一场的 pitch 即将要开始，而且这次不是只有第1名有奖金，第2名、第3名也有奖金。所以我要跟大家讲的是，坚持到最后，甚至于今天晚上还有彩蛋，可以让你跟前面的主委1对1的交谈，深入的研究，深入的分享。各位，在这里我们是共同创业， 我常常跟大家分享，仙人掌服务公司就是一家创业的公司。我们不是拿政府的补助，我们是跟各位一样，我们要自己想办法去生存，去创造更大的价值。我相信各位每一位创业家都是一样的概念，所以接下来的时间我就交还给 Helen， 希望大家把握自己的时间，我们晚上见。
好，谢谢 James。非常精彩的分享。那接下来呢，我们总共有大概10分钟自由交流的时间。那10分钟之后，也就是4点钟，请大家准时回来。我们要来聆听下一场演讲之外呢，我们要来揭晓好我们今天最重要、大家最期待的名字。好，我们4点钟准时回来，谢谢。Please be back on time at 4 o'clock. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Welcome back. Welcome back. So before we officially announce the top three finalists, we are going to invite our special guest to share some insight with us. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Alan Lia from Hesperian Ventures, Berkeley Skydeck founder and managing partner, to share some insight with us with the topic of what global VCs look for winning trends of startups in 2025 and beyond. Please.
Thank you. Does this work? Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Yeah, so what I'm going to cover is to give you some idea to demystify really global VCs, who they are, what are they looking for, insights into a Taiwan global playbook. I'll talk about some areas where international founders sometimes struggle and some of the challenges, and then give you some insights into what the global VCs are looking for. And this speech actually aligns very well in terms of how the judges across the room really judge the top startups to go on to represent Taiwan in the actual finals. So next slide. Okay, great. So the biggest question is who are global VCs? So again, Pegasus Tech Ventures, Plug and Play, Berkeley Skydeck, these are global accelerators with global presence, but you can see here Sequoia, Lightspeed, Bessemer Venture Partners, General Catalyst. So what do they have actually in common? Are they actually large cross-border funds and teams? And they have not only investment partners, they also have operating partners, right, that actually help manage the portfolio and help the portfolio companies that they invest in actually succeed, right, and really to scale, right, with different expertise around go-to-market, finance, introductions to customers. And they also have what they call venture scouts. So think about a venture scout is really a global network of individuals to help bring in the best founders right into these firms. They're multi-stages, means that they have funds allocated for early stage, Series A, Series B, and also that network in terms of the value chain to really drive growth for these startups. And they actually have reserves, right, to basically double down on their bet. Some lead and also co-lead. And one thing I always advise my startups that I work with is that it's okay to ask the right questions, right? Really understand who the investor is that you're actually speaking for, or essentially qualify those investors, right? Because in that way you'll get some more information, and then you can actually speak a lot clearer around what they're actually looking for. I spoke about value add, decision lens. I'll dive a little deeper, but this is really, I think, very important in terms of leveraging Taiwan as your base, determining a beachhead, and then really clarity around the vision and how you actually expand to the US, to Europe, or other Asian countries. And finally, governance. So this is a pretty important component where it's very different. We talked about different types of investors. When you do like your pre-seed, maybe like angels, but once, especially Berkeley Skydeck, once you are ready for your institutional VC round, there's a lot of more structure and governance that actually get in place, and they will start taking board seats, and then there are a whole work stream around investor relationships. How do you actually update your investors, the progress? How do you actually leverage that channel? So one thing I wanted to touch on is around Taiwan, being on the world stage, expertise, TSMC, Foxconn, MediaTek, very well known from the U.S. perspective. And I think one thing is when you think about going global, I think the common theme that we've seen in terms of the pitches, the ones that have done well, not only talk about how they dominate, let's say, the Taiwanese market, but then also dominate the Taiwanese market, but then also go globally. But I think this is actually a springboard in terms of the Taiwan's heritage of expertise, R&D, and manufacturing, and using this as a springboard, right, for startup leadership across a lot of the new key sectors around AI, robotics, et cetera. So the Taiwan Global Playbook, again, really spans, I think, 3 areas. I think build in Taiwan, accelerate abroad, and then also scale globally. From building, from a Taiwan perspective, is leveraging worldwide class engineers and R&D, lower cost than US resources, tremendous talent, right, from universities in Taiwan, getting access to resources, CNC Club, et cetera, right, to really help you on the journey. And this is really important because the startup journey is challenging, and there was a common theme around partners, right? Partners that actually help you get there, partners that help you educate in terms of how to build a startup, and also the connections and the ecosystem. And then the next step would be accelerating abroad. So incubators and accelerators like Plug and Play, Berkeley Skydeck, working with partners like Hesperian, where they can be the local cross-border bridge, right, to help you with strategy and fundraising and accelerated learning, right, in terms of best practices around a Silicon Valley startup, playbooks, and also the ecosystem. And finally, expanding networks. Again, you can see here, it's an ecosystem play around the mentors, the investors, and the startups. And finally, scale globally. And this is really getting into, even when we were looking at the pitch, right, really clear vision on really, can this startup bring their technology to the market? And that's where it's very important around the go-to-market strategy and the details, right? Starting with your local market and then expanding across the US, Southeast Asia, et cetera. And another last key point is around, as you expand your go-to-market, the ability to actually localize the sales, the messaging, the position, right, is really important because you may have an initial pitch meeting with the VC, but once it gets into the due diligence phase, this is where it's the devil's in the details, right? And have you really thought about your go-to-market strategy, what accounts you go after, what is your sales motion, et cetera. Winning traits of global startups. So here I just list really the 6 that are, I think, the most important. And the first one is around, again, strong AI first teams. And are people familiar with what I mean by AI first? Is that something that everyone's aware of? Okay, so what I mean that is that a lot of people talk about the team. So really a good combination of technical plus business. Founders also augmented by their advisors, right? So this is important. Advisors are actually an extension of your team. So you may have your core team, but then you also have an advisor. But what is really important now in terms of what global VCs are looking for is having an AI first mentality. So you may have read on some of the news that we're looking for that 1 or 2 founder that can create the 1 billion company startup. And this is possible because of the AI technology. So when we say AI first, it means not only creating an AI product, but then using AI for automating your workflows. And that could be AI for go-to-market, for identifying lists, for helping with customer support. But now the barriers of entry and the speed of technology has actually enabled this. So the expectation from a global VC is that continued capital efficiency, right, than what it was like 10 to 20 years ago, where starting a startup is a lot less in terms of costs. So then what is your competitive advantage? And that's why you start hearing themes around technology, but then most important also like distribution and how do you get there. Global vision, we spoke about that, is around, from day one, that you're thinking global, right? Thinking international markets, and what your plan is to build the product, leverage R&D, expertise in Taiwan, and then expand globally. distribution power. So this is super important, right? So like you can have like two companies. One company has, let's say, the best technology in facial recognition, and you have another company that actually, maybe the technology is not as strong, but they have a strong ecosystem and distribution. The second company actually will basically scale faster because they can actually get the product to market, right? Because they have the ecosystem relationships, whether the large enterprises, small business. So it's really important that ideally you have both, right? You have a technical moat, but then also you have distribution. Scalable and capital efficient models, again, thinking about capital efficiency. In 2020 and 2021, a lot of the, especially the investments, a lot of high valuations, and really companies were getting funding and they barely had an MVP. Got funded because of their vision, and because the last couple of years, now there's a whole shift in terms of capital efficient founders, meaning that you're not only you have the resources, but very, very resourceful, and you actually spend the money, right, to really grow the business. Defensible tech, that's pretty straightforward, right, in terms of what is the deep, unique technology or IP that competitors cannot copy, and that helps you sustain your moat. And then finally, global validation. So what we're looking for is not only validation like in your local market, but the biggest question, especially even from Berkeley Sky, we see a lot of founders that have been successful in their local market, but then the big question we have is if they're attacking the US market, can they have the same success? And the best indicator of success is actually having validation of customers, right? That you either have a letter of intent or you're actually driving revenue, right? Because that tells us that you're proving that your local model can actually scale to go to market, right, in the US or Europe, whichever market that you're actually targeting. Okay, so this is just really like a list I came up with around what are some of the struggles for international founders. And you notice that, and we see this a lot, that talking about your product, the features, sometimes international founders go really, really, really deep. And it's not just international founders, US founders also that are engineering or product folks. But the reality, it's not the tech that they fail on. They actually fail because they may have a great product, but then, again, this is repeated again, telling a great narrative, a great story, go to market, having a clear vision on how to actually take the market based on the markets that you go after for, and then also articulation of the ecosystem relationship. And again, this is where your advisors come in and the right type of relationships really to help the founder succeed. So some of the points here, stay too local. So again, just focusing on just Taiwan and not being able to frame a convincing story of how you're gonna take your startup global. We talked about storytelling, and this is really important, right? Because whether it's 2 minutes, 4 minutes, at Berkeley Skydeck, we call this the elevator pitch, because literally Berkeley Skydeck is actually on the penthouse, if you've ever been there. And if we actually entered into the elevator, can you tell your story in 2 minutes to get me very interested, right? So that we can have a second conversation. So this is why we constantly emphasize storytelling and narrative. Validate only at home. Again, local pilots and customers, but really showing that you have starting traction, right, in the US and have some pilot customers. Scale weekly abroad. So this one, I think this is a little challenging, right? And a lot of it also stems from cultural differences, or if the team doesn't really have experience in the United States. Again, this is some culture, but then also if the startup is selling enterprise to enterprises in the US in some of these accounts, how do you actually do it? How do you strategize? And then also, how do you read between the lines, right, when you're actually in a sales cycle with the enterprise? But again, a lot of this is, even though we teach this, right, at Berkeley Skydeck, augmenting your team with people that actually have experience will actually help you scale a lot faster. Ignoring governance. This gets into what US VCs, global VCs look for, and this gets into who your investors are, who's on the cap table, weak governance structures, or even missing data rooms, right? Again, one thing is your pitch deck and telling your story, But once you get into, there's an interest of due diligence, that's where your data room and having the right tools and materials to really support your case is sometimes some of the challenges that I see from international founders. And then finally, overlooking regulation, right? So again, we mentioned this around really understanding the market that you're going after, and then understanding the regulatory concerns. Because at the end of the day, from an investor perspective, I always say there are different levels of risk. There's technical product risk, there's team risk, there's regulatory risk, right? And then there's financial risk, right? A VC wants to try to de-risk it at every stage, right? And this is where you need to address it before the VC actually asks you the question, or when they ask you the question, you have clarity in terms of actually how do you actually mitigate these risks. Okay, finally, from an investor lens, the biggest question is, what are the three things global VCs look for? Story, advantage, and readiness. So again, we talked about this, I think, in the panels and every session around global market story. So having clarity around your total addressable market. Again, not high level, this is a $10 billion market, but actually looking from a bottoms up plus tops down perspective. And again, it's not only just having that conversation with the investor, but actually helps you think about, if I want to go after, let's say, the financial services market, thinking about tactically, what are all the accounts that I can sell my product into, and what is the value, and that actually helps you with your plan for your go-to-market. Really important to explain why now, and also why are you the team to actually execute. So again, as a VC or as the co-chair of Berkeley Skydeck, we see hundreds of pitch decks, and some of them actually overlap in terms of the idea. But what we realize is, at the end of the day, it's who can actually have the right team and actually execute faster and better, right, than the other team itself. The Taiwan advantage, again, leveraging your competitive advantage, your strengths, right, from semiconductor, AI, and hardware, having unique access to talent, and also the cost advantage, right, of building in Taiwan, and then really thinking of positioning Taiwan as product R&D, and then you scale your revenue abroad, right, because it's a larger market, right? So I think that's a really important point. And then finally, global ready operations. So your ability to communicate your story effectively to international investors, demonstration of traction outside of Taiwan, again, and then finally establishing clean governance. And that gets into my early comments around cap table, data room, and everything that kind of supports your story to be a fundable startup. Okay, and I think that's it. Yeah, any questions? Okay, great, thank you.
Right, thank you, Alan, for this wonderful sharing and giving us the clear insight on what actually VC is looking for. Now, ladies and gentlemen, so our judge panels has made their decision on our top 3 winners. But before we actually reveal the winners, we would like to hear some thoughts from our judge. And also, we can see that our Director General of Department of Economic Development has arrived. 我们掌声先欢迎陈俊安陈局长，台北市政府产业发展局陈局长，谢谢，欢迎欢迎呀！还是陈局长可以先上台跟我们分享几句话呢？会不会太仓促？哦，不会的话，对对，想说来了我们就聊一聊，谢谢。我们来聊聊对于这个我们这个 SWC 的看法。
好，Hello， 我有好，谢谢主持人，我们 Tina 姐，在座非常多的评审老师哦，各位业界的前辈，还有我们入选，我刚听 Tina 姐讲，这边是 Top 15，待会会选出要代表台湾的 Top 1哦。那所有的新创界的伙伴，大家午安，大家好。比较抱歉哦，因为我们这几天在南港有举办一个 Stars of Free， 也是跟新创有关的活动，找了日本、韩国、越南、美国， 台湾、新加坡 ，OK， 很多国家的一些VC 啦，一些新创公司来，所以我刚从南港赶过来。外面现在大家透过窗帘看，外面好像艳阳高照，但就在隔壁的南港现在是狂风暴雨，所以奔波过来哦，花了一点时间，比较抱歉。首先还是非常感谢天雅姐这么多年来争取了一个这么有意义的国际级、世界级，而且是算是世界第一了的这样子的一个重要的赛事，能够在台湾有一个初赛到复赛到决选的过程。那我想这对于我们的新创伙伴来说是一个很重要的一个指标的意义因为代表台湾出去的这个团队即将有可能可以获得100万美金这样子的一个协助。那既然代表台北市政府来所以也要工商服务一下我想所有涉及在台北市的新创伙伴台北市政府其实从过去一直以来都给予我们相当多的支持跟协助。那上任之后，把我们既有的我们根据我们的产创条例所延伸出来的这个产业补助相关的计划，我们去做了一些提升。除了原本的品牌、育成、行销还有创业以外我们在前年推出了主题式的研发。那我们着重的就是在Green Tech 跟 Biotech 这几个项目上面，还有 AI 的运用。那在今年度开始，我们也推出了针对具有独角兽潜力的新创企业的所谓的拔尖计划，透过一次案件的申请，最高可以得到1500万元新台币的一次的补助，分为3个阶段。所以大概都是希望能够在大家最需要资金的每一个阶段都能够有相对应的计划。那当然台北市目前现在有14个 coworking space， 包括大家现在在的地方。那明年的上半年在南港机场会有一个台北最大量体的一个新创基地在南港机场，就昆阳捷运站对面的2楼、3楼。那个基地未来将会是作为台北的新创要进军国际很重要的一个节点，当然也是让国际新创能够进到台北来的一个很重要的一个 hub。所以在场域的部分，我们尽可能也希望给大家更多的协助。anyway 说了这么多，还是希望所有想要创业的伙伴，如果你还在犹豫要在哪里设立公司的，不要再考虑了。台北市会是大家最好的选择那在这边再一次代表蒋万蒋市长，感谢 Tina 姐，感谢我们所有评审老师、所有贵宾今天的辛劳跟付出。当然也希望待会能够从这15组当中选出最能够代表台湾来参与这个国际竞赛的团队。再一次祝福大家，谢谢。
Well, thank you so much for our Deputy Director. And first of all, once again, thank you for rushing through the big storm from Nangang. Thank you so much for doing that. And a quick recap of our Deputy General's speech. And as he has mentioned that TWSC has marking the very important role for our Taiwan startup teams. And of course, Taiwan City government has made a lot of dedication for the startup teams, including to modify some policies and rules, and of course, bring a lot of prizes and subsidize for our startup teams. So without further, thoughts, that Taipei City is definitely the best place for startup to grow. That's it, right? So now let's moving on to. Before we actually reveal our top 3 winners, we have one more thing to do, is that we have to present our nomination certificate to all of our nominees. So with that, we would like to call for all of our nominees to gather together to the front stage, 对不对？我们请所有15队入围的队伍的代表先不用先点名。 哦，点评啊，哦，right, OK， 差点忘记 ，right, OK. So we believe that it's also very valuable that we can get some insight from judges. So now we would like to first welcome Mr. Jimmy Lai from Plug and Play, the investment manager, to share some thoughts with us. 掌声欢迎来自评审的讲评。
Hi, everyone. So, first of all, I want to show my deepest appreciation to all the teams that pitched today and yesterday. It's easy for me to kind of share some words or some bullcrap here, but you guys are doing the real work, the hard work, so it's really, really hard, and I really appreciate you guys coming up here. I'll keep it this short. So 3 feedback that I have to share with everyone. So first of all, more related to the pitch. I would love to see, especially a lot of you guys wanted to go into the international market, to show a little bit of that plan, the roadmap. It doesn't have to be accurate, doesn't have to figure everything out, because none of us has the crystal ball. But if you show a little bit of how do you want to get into that market? Who do you want to do it? How much, for example, do you need to go into that market? It'll make our jobs as VCs or platforms easier to know how we can help you. Maybe it is connect you with very important corporate partners and landed your first POC in the international market, or maybe it is help you get your first investment in the US or in Japan, or in whichever market that you want to go into. Second, not necessarily pitch related, but I want to encourage you guys to start thinking about team composition. So a lot of the teams that I see today, great teams, deep technical expertise, but when you go into a new market, the technical layer will not be enough for you to conquer that new kind of territory. So think about how you want to build a team, especially international teams. Do I, as a founder, need to move to that market in order for me to have direct face-to-face interactions with the ecosystem, in order for me to build trust and relationship? Who do I need to hire first? Who are the key teams that I'll need to build in order for me to gain momentum in that new market? So think about that. Lastly, more on the high level, I think I would encourage everyone to stay ambitious. I know maybe in 10 years, some of you, or maybe all of you, will have a successful company, multi-digit $million revenue, conquered many, many markets. Maybe at that time, you'll think, that's enough for me. I'll step down, I'll retire, or I'll just be an advisor, right? Like, I would encourage you guys to think about what's my next company? What's my next target? How can I give back to the ecosystem? Because at the end of the day, if we really want to build a good ecosystem in Taiwan and push ourselves into the international market, we need all of you experienced entrepreneurs to come back, to give back, and start many, many more successful startups. So again, really thankful for all the startups that joined the event, and hopefully we'll keep in contact and see how this goes. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Jeremy, for giving us such wonderful suggestion. That's very valuable. Now, next, can we also invite Michael from Pegasus to give us some thoughts? 掌声欢迎 the investor of Pegasus Take Ventures.
I'll also try to keep this short. But first and foremost, thank you to the over 150 teams that applied. Was very impressed by the quality of the startups here in Taiwan, and hope to keep seeing the ecosystem grow through events like this and with some of the great judges that were here. So thank you to all the teams. The 2 pieces of feedback I had, both somewhat tied to the storytelling for your pitch. I felt as though a number of you had very strong pitches that we didn't quite get to hear because we got bogged down in the first 2 slides, 3 slides. Be cognizant in events like this where you have 2 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever it may be, to make sure you really hit the key points that you want to hit. You're not going to have time for everything with a 4-minute pitch, and so identifying the most important aspects and what's going to catch each of these judges' attention the most is very important. And then secondly, this ties back to something Michael's been saying all day. Please make sure to identify your market properly. The market size, I'm not going to believe anything any of you have on your slides for the market size, quite frankly. I'd rather understand the market opportunity. Why is this the right time? Why is this the right team? What are the barriers to entry for anyone else? I want to understand the market opportunity more than the actual market size. And so starting to change that thinking, because seeing a $200 billion number, while great, doesn't tell us much of anything. So just start to think about some of that storytelling. But again, thank you so much all for the over 150 applications, to the teams that presented. You guys all did incredible. I was very, very impressed today by the quality of startup here. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Michael, for the really good insights for all of our startup teams. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to present the certificates of nomination for our 15 finalists, but because there are 15 teams, so we would like to make them in groups. Okay, so for the first group, we would like to first welcome the presenter here. Please welcome the chairman of TechSphere Investment, Mr. Ryan Yan, to come on stage to be our presenter, please. 谢谢，我们请杨董事长来为我们先来颁发我们第一组的入围名单。好 ，Let's welcome License Technology, please. Congratulations. Followed by Blood Scan Biotech, please. And also iFood Map and We Predict, please. 对对对，四个一起给。And then we will have a group photo together. 谢谢。And we would like to ask our presenter to stand at the center of our stage. 好，我们请杨董事长站在正中间。好了，站在正中间，我们跟4位入围者一起来合影。Please look at the camera in the front on the countdown. 3, 2. Okay. In the center with a smile. 3, 2, 1. All right. Big round of applause to all the nominees. 谢谢。可以吗？再一张是不是？可以吗 ？OK，Thank you， 谢谢杨董事长，也谢谢4位入围者。好 ，To follow， 我们邀请第2位颁奖人 ，Please welcome Dr. Fan Binghang, the Deputy Director of TIER Research Institute, to come on stage to serve as the presenter for our nominees. All right, so now let's welcome Cell Envision, please. Followed by Intelligent Information Security Technology Incorporated, and Taiwan Ruomei Technology Corporation, and also FaceHeart Corporation. Congratulations for the nomination. And also, thank you, Dr. Fan, for presenting the nomination certification. Okay, please stand at the center of the stage and have a group photo with all the nominees. And look at the front camera on the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Okay, is the picture okay? Okay, big round of applause to all the nominees. Thank you, and thank you, Dr. Fan. Thank you. So for our third group, we would like to welcome the COO of MISA, Mr. Vincent Wu, to be our presenter. 欢迎我们中华经营智慧分享协会的营运长 Vincent 来为我们颁发入围的奖项。好 ，Please welcome KiwiNet Energy. Welcome, congratulations. Followed by Emilio Biomedical Corporation. Followed by IDACA. Followed by Hapster. Welcome. Congratulations. Okay, let's present the certificates one by one. Congratulations. All right. Congratulations. Okay, let's have a group photo with your big smile. Look at the camera in the front. All right, come closer. Closer together. Right, on the count. Okay. Is that okay? Is the photo okay? Okay, congratulations, thank you so much. Right, our next group, we would like to welcome Mr. Alan Zhang, the Deputy Secretary General of Taiwan Listed Companies Association, to be our presenter. Welcome. Thank you, sir. Right, for now, we would like to welcome the team of Iscore Lab Corporation. Congratulations on the winning. And also, welcome Acura Nanomedicine, 奈微生技. Congratulations. And then followed by 盐电智能 Yan Protect IIoT. Right, so there are 3 groups, and we together have a group photo together with your certificates. Okay? To your left. Okay. Right, with your smile. Okay. Okay, take a check. Congratulations on the winning. Thank you. Finally, we would like to welcome Mr. Michael, the investor of Pegasus, once again to deliver the nomination certificates once again. Thank you so much. Thank you, Michael. And with that, we would like to welcome the team of Coherence Biotech. Congratulations. Followed by AC Helper, the 2 groups. Thank you. So let's have a good photo, yeah. Such a small team. Okay, look at the camera. Okay, very nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So the above are our 15 finalists, and we believe that we all anticipate for this part, right? So now we officially would have to review our top 3 winners. All right, so for our 3rd prize, we would first like to welcome the presenter, Mr. Alan Liang, once again, the managing partner of Hesperian Ventures. Before you present the award, would you like to share some brief insights with us or brief suggestion, and then reveal the winners? Any final thoughts you would like to give to our finalists?
Can everyone hear me? Okay, are you guys ready? Yeah, all I have to say is just being as part of the judging panel and really being up there and really talking about each startup and looking at some of the sort of the criteria of what we look for in terms of the global VC. It was a very, very, very hard decision because a lot of the teams, you guys were great, you guys presented and have so much potential. But yeah, we need to finalize, and I'm going to open this up and announce the 3rd place winner. You guys ready? Okay, in 3rd place, Kiwi New Energy.
Whoa! Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Kiwi New Energy, please come on to stage and receive your prize. All right. Kiwi New Energy, 奇异果新能源股份有限公司 Congratulations. Okay. Right. Okay. Let's first have a good photo together and then share some thoughts. Okay. 我们先合照，再来分享一下得奖感言，很重要，得奖感言一定要跟我们分享一下。那等一下麦克风也帮我们准备好哦。好。Okay, big round of applause and thank you. Thank you, Alan, for presenting this award. Thank you so much. All right, so would you please share some thoughts, your winning thoughts? 你的得奖感言跟我们分享一下。
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm very honored to have this 3rd place. Actually, it's a very intense competition, and all the competitors are very strong. I would like to thank you for all the judges. You have been very supportive with us. Kiwi has been working in this industry as hard as it be. We have some turbulences, politically and whatever it is, but we feel like this is a great momentum for us. So thank you for support, and we very happy. Thank you.
All right, congratulations on winning the 3rd prize. Excellent job, excellent job. Thank you so much. Yes, please. Do not forget. Okay, thank you. Right, now moving on to our 2nd prize winner. So for this prize, we would like to welcome, yes, our chairman of ITI New Venture Association, Mr. Michael Gao, to deliver the 2nd prize winner. Okay, together, together, yeah. We can share the burden of the stress.
I think I invited the other Michael. We're together with
Yeah,
brothers,
Michael's.
right? So I think everybody's doing great. So I will ask Michael to open the envelope. Yep.
Great. And second place for the Taiwan Startup World Cup is Cool Lab.
Wow! Congratulations on Is Cool Lab. OK， 可以，团队也可以一起上来哈。Congratulations to Is Cool Lab。Is Cool Lab 叫伊四库软体科技股份有限公司，好，非常的优秀 for winning the second prize. So for Michaels, two Michaels, we would like to present the second prize award for you. Yeah, let's have a group photo together on the camera. Very nice. Okay. Would you like to wave your hand to the video recording camera? Okay. Thank you. Congratulations with big smile. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Right. So thank you, both Michaels. And we will leave some time for our winner to share some thoughts for winning thoughts. 跟我们讲一下得奖感言，简单讲几句，好不好？
Okay, such an honor for represent our company to be here. Yeah, we are so happy, and in the side here we have our CEO and CTO together to support. We hope to bring the manufacturing and represent Taiwan to showcase the power of Taiwan to the world. Thank you, everyone.
Right, thank you, Is Cool Lab. Thank you so much, and congratulations on winning the second prize. Excellent job, excellent job. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, we will now have to reveal the champion in Taiwan. And as a reminder, the champion will represent Taiwan to go to San Francisco for competing the $1 million investment prize. Okay, 那这个压力非常大的事情呢，我们就要交给台北市政府产发局局长陈娟陈局长来为我们揭晓。We would like to welcome our Director General of Department of Economic Development to reveal the first prize for us.
I just speech, so this is no use. So let's see. The first prize goes to. Oops. Whoa. Okay, the 2025 Taiwan Startup World Cup. The first place goes to Face Heart Corporation.
Congratulations, Face Heart! Becoming the champion of 2025 Taiwan Startup World Cup. Such a great honor for winning this prize. Excellent job, excellent job. Oh, it's pretty heavy, okay. Right, and our Director General will present the award for you as you win the first prize and represent Taiwan to go to San Francisco. Good luck. It's really hard to hold. Okay. Yes, yeah. Wow, excellent job. We have video recording. Okay. 谢谢. Right, congratulations. 谢谢陈局长. Thank you so much for presenting the first prize award.
Well, this is news to me. So, because, and it really messed up my schedules. So I was supposed to go to Las Vegas. It's on 2 trade shows. And I have a free time on the 17th of October. So, but I don't know, I got a ticket. I just ordered my ticket yesterday. Anyway, I will figure it out. I think it's honors to represent the company. It's actually represent my best friends, my college classmate, Dr. Wu from Charlotte University, to be able to stand here. You know, without the diligence of all my younger, where I would call them college juniors from the school, throughout the research was done actually starting from 2015. But I just have to thank Ryan Yang for his early stages when Dr. Wu's team was under the supervising from the governments to give us a lot of support. I really come from an old guy, knowing a little bit about how to run a startup company. As I was sharing with a lot of judges earlier, I think the goal for this company is really to form a US presence in Q1 or Q2 next year, depending on FDA statuses. When I took over this job in November 2020, as a surprise from my friends' advices, I only had a goal. The goal was actually a dream. Sorry, I was very emotional because I share with everybody during my panels. When I come to the States, back in 1981, I only had $400 with me. And when my company went public in 1999, July the 1st, then I come back to the parking lot of my offices on the July 6th after the Independence Days. It was the saddest days of my life. Even my company was at that time about $500 million after the IPOs, because my parking lot was like a new car parking places. We have a Maseratis, we have a Corvette, we have a Porsche, everything. You know, the worst car was my Infinitive i30s with a stick shift. That's when I found my company, I bought that car. I never changed my car until 2004, when I fully retired and become VC. That's my first Mercedes. I still own that one until 2 months ago. My wife actually donated. So as I said, I come back 2016 to look after my mom. Actually, my mom stayed with me for 20 years in the States. At the age of 90, she told me one day, say, 小弟, it's a little kid, that I want to go back to Taiwan. So I asked her, when are you coming back? He said, I'm going back to Taiwan. And I never continued the conversations, and she bought the tickets and she flew out a day after. And then I said, okay, she just do herself. Then after I called back home, and she never picked up the phone at her own house until 2 hours later. She called me back. I said, I thought the flight was on time. He said, yeah, because it was on time. So actually, she took bus from the airport back to Taipei. So, but I spent a lot of time with my mom, and as I said, I share with a lot of colleges students in the past 6 years. Being invited as seminar talk, visit professor, what have you, really to share with you what the venture is all about. My dream, a little bit emotion. I like to do to all the younger generation in this country. Just I had to find myself alone in the US for 20 years. I like to take them to the international stage and show that we can do it. Thank you.
Thank you. We have faith in you. Thank you so much for winning the first prize. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, that's our 3 top winners. Now, can we have some good photos? So now we would like to invite our judge panels and also Chen Jujiang together to come up to stage. And for the top 3 winners, would you please also come up to stage together for a group photo? Thank you so much. 我们邀请我们的评审老师一起上台，与我们前3名的得奖人一起来合影。拿着你的奖杯 ，please bring your prize, okay, together with this group photo. I'm sure that's very precious moment for everyone. And thank you so much for the president of Face Heart for giving such a touching speech. I'm sure we are all moved by your achievement and what you have done. Okay, 好，小心，小心 ，be careful. All right. Okay. Yes, we need to set up our stage so that to make the photo even more in reach. 好，请问前3名的得主准备好了吗？准备好的话，我们就一起上台了。Okay, with our judge panels, let's have a good photo together. 有一个队形要站，是不是？好，我们一在中间。The first prize winner should be at the center. 我们后面的贵宾会被挡到吗？我们看一下。OK， so move a little bit forward and closer together。我们看摄影师好了，摄影师有没有觉得会挡到？我们以摄影师为主，会挡到。还是要稍微低一些。谢谢谢谢谢谢大家帮我们看一下位置哈，谢谢谢谢。Perfect perfect. All right, let's look at the camera in the front. 好，我们最后再来一个动态的好不好？我们台上跟台下一起帮忙喊，虽然是 focus 在台上。等一下一样，我说2025 everyone say Taiwan Startup World Cup 可以吗？当做是给我们这个 first prize winner 的最大的鼓励，这样可以吗？可以，一定要大声哦。All right， 那摄影师准备好了吗 ？All right, our video recording, please look at the camera at this side. All right, 3, 2, 1, 2025. Start up! 耶！尖叫声、欢呼声 ！Congratulations on winning the prizes! OK， 谢谢大家。15强也要上来是不是？可以吗？好 ，OK， 好，我们请15强都上来好不好？如果还在现场，我们也拿着你的这个 certificate 一起上来。好，我们一起把这个舞台占满，谢谢。对，所有入围团队拿着您的这个证书，谢谢谢谢谢谢谢谢，团队上来，前面这边都可以站哦。OK， group photo together， thank you。来来来 ，congratulations， 恭喜恭喜。好。看起来摄影师看起来不太喜欢。对对对对，不好意思，我们看板很长。哦 ，It's a long plaque, so please help each other to hold the play card. Thank you. 好。All right， 大家挥挥手，谢谢大家。To the camera, congratulations on winning, and we have faith in our Taiwan group. OK， 我们要给这个台湾的代表一点信心，谢谢。好，谢谢大家，我们活动在这边圆满告一段落，我们热情掌声，谢谢。Thank you so much, and so that concludes our Taiwan. Startup World Cup 2025. Thank you so much for your participation.